getting fired up. It's that hard cause grind. BDD and WillT dropping knowledge every time. From the mods to the maps, from the brands to the tools. If it's FS talk, you know they breaking all the rules. We talk giants, we talk gears, we talk that horsepower. Late night mod drops, we got that creative power. From interviews with legends to spotlighting the new, we bring that FS fire straight from the crew to living life behind the wheel with a digital twist. Ain't no button we don't press, no trend we ever miss. Updates, leaks, and future plans. We got the inside scoop, no chance for scams. This is AgriBusiness, cranking up your farm life. From the field to the feedlot, under LEDs and skylights. Mods, maps, machines, they cover it all. Porches, kings of the farming game, standing tall. It's more than a game, it's a way of thinking. Talking shop while that diesel's drinking. From tractors to combines, dirt roads to drones, they build empires from screens and microphones. With every guest that drops in for a chat, you get the real talk, no filters, just facts. A spotlight on the builders and players who grind. They got love for the fans and the farm in mind. This is AgriBusiness, cranking up your farm life. From the field to the feedlot, under LEDs and skylights. Mods, maps, machines, they cover it all. Portets, kings of the farming game, standing tall. So plug in the pod and hit that sub. Roll out in style with your farming club. No fluff, just dirt, diesel, and truth. Straight from the FS underground on coast. AgriBusiness, rocking every ride with BDD, LT side by side. Whether you plow, seed, harvest, or buy, this is the voice of the farm life.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is another AgriBusiness Tonight. How's it going? I hope everybody's having a fantastic day so far. I am, of course, joined here by my co-host, WillTGaming, the FS Encyclopedia. Will, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right.
Just all right? Just all right? It's AgriBusiness Tonight. Come on, man. There's no all rights around here.
No, I'm still stuffed from earlier.
Oh man, you know what? That's what happens when Thanksgiving comes rolling around, is every night for the next several nights afterwards, you just eat yourself silly. It's what you got to do. It's like, it's American law. Oh my goodness. Did you have a good Thanksgiving, by the by?
I did. So we had a Friendsgiving, which of course I joined later on that night, and then Bree and I then Bree made a turkey pot pie instead of like a chicken pot pie. She used up like the leftover turkey, made a turkey pot pie for Thanksgiving.
Ooh, fancy. I like it. I like it. Yeah,
Super
we ended up
delicious.
doing like turkey, ham. I made a green bean casserole. My wife made the stuffing, and I made some homemade cranberry dressing, and oh, it was good. It was real good.
I will be right back with you.
Oh, how dare you. Well, if that's the case, I think we ought to start checking out the chat and see what you all are up to. Let's see, we got Rail Fanning Jonah with the stream snipe. Of course, we've got Rail Fanning Jonah with the stream snipe. Says 1.3, 1.3. Don't even get me started. You know what, Jonah? I'm going to get you started, because you're going to get me started. And once you get me started and I get you started, we'll get each other started, and it's just going to be on from there. Just. Or Ken's going to stir the pot. Ken says 1.3, 1.3, 1.3. There, Jonah, got you started, LOL. Ken and Jonah, how both of you doing tonight? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We got Pippa. How you doing, Pippa? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. It says, hi, BDD Gaming and WillT. How's it going, Pippa? How's everyone doing tonight? Doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking, Pippa. Dead calm. How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Let's see. We got Pippa also says cool music, BDD. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We got Pippa also saying cool music, BDD. Yeah, I like it too. I like it. We got Groot. I am Groot. How you doing, Farmer Groot? Hope you're having a great one as well. Chris Riley Mods. Oh, Chris, how's it going? Long time no here. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says good evening, everyone. Good evening, Chris. We're actually getting ready to talk about a few of your mods here coming up. Let's see, Farmer Groot 1.3, 1.3. And a hello to Chris. Yes, we are getting ready to talk about Chris S. As a matter of fact, because we got some stuff to talk about here on the mod list today. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's see. We'll go ahead and share that screen right there. Let me just confirm that everything's looking hunky-dory. Let's see. Oh, well, hold on just 1 second. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Why? Why is this acting up? Sorry, just give me one moment. There we go. All right, so first thing we got to start out with, the first one is a map called Bearhaven. This is by Squiggles. It is 248.87 megabytes to download, and this one was very interesting. Very interesting. So this map reminds me a lot of almost like a what's it called? It's from FS19. It was the map by Alien Jim. Oh my goodness, of course I'm going to blank out it now. Why can't I think of it? It used to be one of my favorite maps back in the day. Will, are you still AFK, or? I'll take that as a yes. Anyways, Alien Jim made a map back in FS19 days, and it was a really good map. And this map just really reminds me of it. And it was just one of those where it's a very simple map. It's a very much kind of pioneer style map where you're going to have to go onto the island, build it up from scratch, and kind of go from there. Now, there are a few little flaws. There are, in my opinion, a few little things here and there, but nothing outside of the realm of being able to. There we go. Thank you all in the chat. Spectacle Island from Farmer Groot and from Chris. Yep. Man, for the life of me, I couldn't remember. Yes, Spectacle Island reminds me a lot of that. Now, Spectacle Island had a lot more going on, but this one is like in the same vein as Spectacle Island. So I gave this, I believe, a 3.5 out of 5. But with a few little, things here and things there, a few little improvements, this could be a solid 4.5 in my opinion. I love this map. Now, a lot of the other maps that we get there and along the kind of same vein as this map here, it normally you get those kind of maps where it's just kind of a single plane, you just got a little island kind of thing, and that's about it. This thing is basically 3 tiers, built on top of each other. It's got caves, it's got hidden little pathways and all this stuff. Like, it's pretty cool. What'd you think there? What was your opinion on this one?
Well, I mean, it's not a map that I would play on personally, but I thought it was definitely something unique, something different. I guess that's one reason why I liked it. But it definitely would not be a map that I would be playing on though.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's regarding this map. I mean, you got forestry, you got water, you can even do quote unquote fishing. We're not talking highland fishing, but we're talking tuna fishing. You get to basically go out to a place out in the middle of the water. You've got where is it? Where is it? Aha, this little boat right here you can purchase. I think it was like 9 grand or something like that, and you can run out into the middle of the ocean at these 2 little buoys on either end of the map. You can fill up, it's just a little buy point that costs you no money. And then you just fill up with tuna. You get about, I think it was like 10 liters of tuna or something like that. It's really small, but you can make about $200 a trip. You know, it was not that expensive, but I mean, enough trips back and forth. You're gonna bring in some cash, but it's gonna take you a little while. All right, next one we have is the Claas Torian 639. This is by Hispano, 12.26 megabytes to download, $64,000 to buy, 68 horsepower. This is the itty bitty baby Claas wheel loader here. This thing is, well, technically front loader, not wheel loader. It's itty bitty, it's teeny tiny, and it's nice. I do like it. It's only, what is it, 12.26 megabytes to download, so not that intrusive. And if we take a look at our, let's see, whoops, look at our wheel loaders here in base game. We've got probably closest one is going to be the Kubota at R640 for $74,000, and that is going to have a 61 horsepower behind it. But 64 grand for the Claas here. So you're going to save about 10 grand, and you're going to get 7 more horsepower out of this thing. Yeah, why not? Sign me up for this one. What do you think there, Will?
That's definitely Claas, so it's definitely a big thumbs up for me. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely install it.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so the next one we've got here is the JCB Fast Track Module Attachments by Rawson Mods, 2.06 megabytes to download. And we've got a few little things here. We got the version 1 tipper, the version 2 tank, and the version 3 flatbed. Each of them are 4,500, 5,500, and 3,500 to be respective, and the ones with capacities are 1,500 liters. So these are just little attachments. So Rawson Mods came out with the JCB Fast Track, his version of it, and these are attachables to the back of those, back of the tractor there. As you can see here, got the little flat deck, we've got the little tippers, and looks like we got a little tank as well. So you can add to your capacities, whatever way you see fit. Again, this one's really nice. If you're liking the JCBs, you know, if that's kind of your brand to dive into, then this will be a good little addition. And for only 2 megabytes, I mean, you can't go wrong with that at all, in my opinion. And again, the price is super cheap. You're talking, there's not a single one here that's anything more than 6 grand. So between 6 grand, if you're already using the tractor, and I mean, you've got this as an option, throw it on there. Throw it on there. It's going to be a good little addition. What do you think there, Will?
Well, I think if you're playing leg, if you're using one of Rawson Mods JCBs, using it as like a sprayer setup, I think that tank would be phenomenal as like a spare tank. And then you could also still have like a front tank front as well. So I mean, yeah, I would definitely.
Excellent, excellent. Next one we've got is the AgriSim Arg-O Mulch plus Disc-O Mulch Pack. Whew, that's an interesting name by NicoDo55, 21.55 megabytes to download. And we've got a few things that come with this one, such as the Disco Mulch 300 mounted, 16,320, 3 meters, and 120 horsepower required. Going all the way down, I mean, what is this? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10 different implements in this, or at least like 10 different configurations of the implements. I mean, this one here for 21 megabytes, if you're looking for a set of cultivators, why not? I mean, you're getting a bunch of different options, different sizes. It goes all the way up to 6 meters and requires 240 horsepower. That's not that bad in that regard. 21 megabytes, okay, fine. But let's take a look at our starting equipment, see if we got some good comparables here. So starting out here with our cultivators, I do believe, yes, cultivators. 3 meters is what we're going to start with. The Notch Eco Cultivator 300 at $16,000. And that's going to have a horsepower requirement of 110 and it's 3 meters. So right off the bat, you got the Disco Mulch for, what is that, 3 meters and 120 horsepower and is a price of $16,320. So this is going to cost you an extra $320. The mod is compared to the base game. Not that big of a deal. Like when you're talking $320, that's really kind of chump change in the world of, farming simulator. So not a big deal. Horsepower required, the mod is going to take an additional 10 horsepower. So that right there, again, not a huge difference when, everything's all said and done. So scrolling all the way down to the 6 meter version of the Disco Mulch, and that is going to be compared to, let's see. Aha, the Horse Finer 6 SL. And actually, these are, you know what? Correct me if I'm wrong here, Will. The Disco Mulch and the Agro Mulch, like, is one a disc harrow and the other a cultivator?
Correct.
Correct. Okay, so the Disco Mulch, I presume I'm looking in the wrong category. So let's try. Whoops. Hey, buttons. Who's got the buttons? Disc harrows that are 3 meters wide. It's still going to be the Notch, but that's the Crossmax 300, $9,000. So that actually makes a big difference. If you're looking for like to categories here, $16,320, you're going to be spending an extra $7,000 on this, a little bit more than $7,000, and you're going to require an extra, what is that, 25 horsepower compared to the Disco Mulch 300 in the pack. Now, taking a look at the Disco Mulch 600, which is a 6 meter version of it, you're talking, closest one we got is the Vaderstat Carrier XL 625 for $75,000. Now that's a big difference right there. The small one, not so much. The big one, though, makes a huge difference. That is $24,610 for the trailed version. And actually, there's a trailed and malted version because there's a whole bunch of stuff with this pack. So neither way, both of them are, way cheaper than the trailed version here, the Vaderstat. Gets up to 24,610, 6 meters, so about 0.3 meters smaller than what you have, but you only require 200 horsepower for the trailed versus 170 for the mounted. And that right there for the base game is 260 horsepower. So the small one, not so much. Big one, oh yeah, that's going to be a big savings. Then looking into our cultivators to, let's see, the 3 meter, like we said, was the Notch Eco Cultivator 300, $16,000. The mod is $18,160. So again, the price point is, a bit higher for the mod in the small version. 160 horsepower requires an extra 50 horsepower. And then lastly, we've got the large 6 meter cultivator, which we're going to use the, looks like the Horse Finer 6 SL, $25,000 for that one. This one gets up to $47,450 for the 6 meters. So if you're looking for a cultivator, no go on this pack, in my opinion. But if you're looking for little disc harrows, yeah, the big one's going to be worth it in the end. So all that to say, this is going to be kind of a push or pull depending on what you are looking for out of this pack. But for 21 megabytes, it's not that big of a deal, in my opinion. So it's going to have its people who are going to like it, others who are going to not need it. What do you think there, Will?
Well, so in this pack, you got your cultivator and you got your disc harrow, and then they range it from 3 meters to 6 meters. Funny enough, in the pack itself, there's only 2, but you have different customizations between the 2, which I think is fantastic. And so you literally have the cultivator and the disc harrow. It starts off as a 3-point, but you can customize it to be trailed. So, I mean, me personally, I would pass on it. But I mean, if you're playing on like King Leg, and if it's something that you think would seem fit, then yeah, then go ahead and install it. But for me, it could be a pass.
Gotcha. All right. Before we move on, let me catch up the chat here real quick. We've got, let's see. Looks like I left off with Farmer Groot says, the map with the trees in the middle of the field. Yeah, Spectacle Island did have a lot of trees in the middle of the field, but I really enjoyed that about that map. Pippa says, hi, Farmer Groot. We got Dead Calm says, I have the map downloaded but not played it yet. Definitely give it a check out. There, Dead Calm. If these are the style of maps that you like, where it's kind of the, build it up yourself, you own the entirety of the map. The entirety of the player's surface is yours to own and do with whatever you want. And it's just got a nice little interesting layout. There's going to be parts of it too where you could, fall off bridges and kind of do your own kind of, self-inflicted harms per se. But the only thing that would be nice about the map is that if the water level was a little bit deeper, because I could literally drive my truck out, and it was the old international truck. I was able to drive that everywhere in the ocean. If it was a little bit deeper, then you could actually lose your equipment in there and actually have some kind of punishment. But overall, it's a pretty nice little map. Let's see. We left off with Farmer Groot saying hi to Pippa. Pippa saying hi to Dead Calm. We got Ken says, what would be cool if you could catch tuna on the rod instead of using the boat? 100%. Yeah, if there was some kind of integration with the Highlands Fishing DLC and this map to where it could add in, different styles of fish, that'd be pretty sweet. Gary, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, hello all. Hello, Gary. We got Farmer Groot says, what would you do with $999 billion, BD? Whoa, $999 billion? So many things. So many things. And we got Farmer Groot with an LOL. Honestly, pay off my mortgage, pay off my car, pay off everything that I had any kind of debt on, and then would set up some kind of charity or something like that. I'd have to kind of do a little digging into what would be kind of the best thing to set up for my local area in that regard, but I definitely want to do something like in the local area that I knew I could see the money going towards and helping out kind of thing. That's what I would do. Am I boring you?
No. I'll tell you later.
Uh-oh. Okay. So, moving on, we got the MetalTech DBL. Uh-huh.
Did you get my message by any chance earlier?
Yes, I did. Yep. Let's see. Moving on. Let's see. We got the MetalTech DBL by Matt26, 9.91 megabytes to download. We've got a few sets of trailers in here, 3 in total. We got one for $11,500 and 12,000 liter capacity. Going up to the DBL12 for $17,500 and a 17,500 liter capacity. They also got the bale trailer is in here as well for $8,500. And I like it. I like it a lot. Number one, price per 1,000 is at the price per 1,000. That's awesome. So you're talking the smallest capacity here at 11,500 and 12,000 liter capacity. You're actually less than the $1,000 per 1,000 liter price point that I look for. And then you're at exactly $1,000 per 1,000 liters in the DBL12 configuration. That's nice. 9.91 megabytes to download. And it's a nice looking trailer. So everything there is a check. This is definite worth a download. And then looking at the configuration, looking at the comparables, let's see, 12,000 at its smallest configuration. So that's going to put us right in the crampy half pipe HP12 territory. $36,000 for that one at 12,100 liters. So right there, you're losing out on the smallest configuration. You're losing 100 liters. Oh my goodness. How will we ever survive without that 100 liters? I'll never know it. But it's only $11,500 in the smallest configuration. So yes, you're losing that 100 liters, but you're gaining an extra, what is that? Nearly, math is mathing, 15 grand? Nearly 15 grand in price savings for that small trailer configuration. And then going up to the 17,000, you're talking, okay, The Rudolph DK1280RP at $32,500. Again, you're saving about half the price, but you're getting it nearly the same amount of capacity. You're only losing 1,000 liters, but you're spending half the price. So awesome. And there's a bale configuration as well at $8,500. I mean, where can you go wrong with this? I don't see how you can. Will, what do you think?
Well, I definitely think it's unique, and I know a lot of people that like this trailer, especially DJ Gorham. He was all over this trailer. Um, uh, it is a very highly detailed trailer. It looks very, very good. Um, it is a swivel axle in the front, so if you don't like the whole swivel axle, you're not gonna like this trailer. Or as what Andy Farms used to say, just drive forwards would be better.
What does Andy Farm
Um,
say?
just drive forwards and you'll be better off instead of having to try to back.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Not wrong.
Yeah. For me, I'm actually pretty good at backing up swivel axles, as much as I hate them. Yeah, I mean, if my PC was up and working, I would install this. But on my console, so.
Is it just me, or in the third screenshot, is there person sitting in the New Holland there wearing a crown?
Yeah.
We've got King of the Farm over here, Matt 26, apparently.
Well, no, because as soon as you build the castle on King Lag, then you unlock a crown in your hats category. That's some customization.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. Oh, next one we've got is the Grimmy Multi RH60. This is by Herrick's Dev and is 95 kilobytes. That's with a KB, not an MB. To download, $45,000 to buy, and 13,000 liter capacity. So what this is, think of the base game Grimmy. I think it's the RH60 is what I think it's called in base game. Let me find it. It's under belts. No, it's the RH2460 is what it's called here in base game. 45 grand. You can see all it can handle at that 13,000 liter capacity is potatoes and sugar beets. This has been modified to include the potatoes, carrots, red beets, sugar beets, parsnips, and onions. And what is this used for? You can either use this as a belt system to be able to, move it from place to place, or as you can see, you can actually use it to fill up containing boxes, little containers, and just be able to shuffle them around that way. You just load into it and you turn it on, it's good to go. It starts dumping into these, these will pop up underneath the output spout, and then you're filling up the containers. So overall, if you do any kind of like root crop work or anything like that, then this might be a good little addition. If you want to have pallets to be able to schlep around and put around the map, this would be a good one for you. For me personally, I'm not huge into the beet crops. And because of that, this is probably not going to be one for me. I did download this, but I'm not going to really see the amount of use out of it. But like I mentioned before, it's only 95 kilobytes. It's not even 1 meg worth of disk space. That's negligible even on consoles. Like, let's be real here. So even if this is something that you don't foresee yourself using on the regular, it's not going to take up a ton of space for you to even have it in the background kind of thing. So it's one of those, if you could see using it one day, maybe, then yeah, it's worth an install. What do you think there, Will?
I definitely agree. And having it be like 1 kilobyte is tiny. Like that wouldn't even you wouldn't even see your thing budge. like your disk space. Um, so I think that right there is well worth installing just by itself. But I definitely agree. If if you're not huge into like your root crops, onions, stuff like that, this is not going to be something for you. But if you're big into that kind of stuff and you like doing pallet work, this can be right up your alley. For me personally, um, I would install it just because it's 1 kilobyte, but I would never use it. Never install because I would never use it. So
Now, Now, one other thing to also be aware of too is that for those of us who are on PC and Macs, this is also kind of a good thing to have on as well because if you are doing root crops, you can use like the universal auto load and be able to just boop throw these things onto a trailer, lickety split kind of thing. So it's one of those you can have different ways of transporting it and you can get away with just using a flat deck trailer, which is significantly cheaper in most cases than getting yourself some kind of trailer out there that has a capacity that is limited. You'll be able to get 2, 3, 4 pallets high, and I think each one of these are 1,000 liters of capacity each pallet. So yeah, I mean overall it's a nice little thing to have. So I know somebody like Ken who does a ton of root crop work. This might be a good one for you to add there, bud. Just throwing that out there. Next one we have is the Balefork Self-Made. This is by FMT Bean and is zero point 0.8 megabytes to download. Price of $400. So we got a Balefork. I mean, that's essentially what this is. Certainly a few steps above a weight. I'll give them that. This is going to be very, very useful on most farms. Yeah, I mean, you're talking for less than a megabyte, download it. Again, kind of the same thing as the last one. This might come in more handy than the Grimmy in the last one, but this one here, I mean, for 0.8 megabytes for less than a meg, go ahead and download it. It's definitely worth it. What do you think there, Will?
oh, I will say if you're using this, um, this kind of bell spike is mainly designed for square bells. I mean, you could use it for round bells, but it's mainly designed for square bells. Uh, I don't do a whole lot of square bells. Um, and I already have the bell spike I do like in the game. It is super low, like 0.8 megabytes, so it's absolutely tiny. That's one reason why I would install it because it's tiny. But I just wouldn't use it. So that's my personal.
Gotcha. The next one is the Fish Food Production. This is by BB Mods and it's 4.38 megabytes to download, $45,000 to buy. We've got a price monthly upkeep of $120, speed from 48 to 72 cycles per month, and you put in your wheat, oats, sorghum, and soybeans and canola. Or I'm sorry. So first portion of the configuration is wheat, oats, and sorghum plus soybeans plus the third portion, canola, sunflowers, or olives. So those are kind of the quote unquote recipes for the input, and then your output is fish food. So overall, this is supposed to be the miniaturized version of what we get from the Highlands DLC pack. We have like the full-blown factory version of this, but this is like the shrunken down version that's supposed to be able to be gotten when you're very small and kind of building up into the actual big production points. So for less than 5 megabytes, yeah, if you've got the Highlands DLC, the go for it. Download this because if you're starting out small and you're just trying to build your way up, this is going to be a good one to get. And for 45 grand, this is going to get you a little bit easier in the door to that whole fish breedery than, waiting to get the big old, factory at $300,000 later kind of thing. So yeah, go ahead and get this one. Sign up for that one. Every bit. Just all day, all night. Will, what do you think?
I definitely have to agree with you. Um, if if you want to get into like the fish farming from the new DLC, um, but the new place, like the new factory, is super expensive. 100% get this will help you. Yes, it is going to be much slower. Um, but that's just how it is with much smaller productions. Um, but this is definitely a great starting factory to have.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is one of those factories where it just makes sense. Like, yeah, it's a reduced speed, it's a reduced output and all that stuff. But it's supposed to be something that you have on your farm. Like, it's supposed to be like your own personal way of getting in the door in that quote unquote industry. So it having a smaller output makes sense. That's the one thing I really kind of underestimated giants about in this go around is before in FS22, we basically had the big versions of all the factories, and it took so much money to get in the door that once you're finally in the door, well, then you're just like struggling to try and keep up to keep that thing chugging along and moving. To where these are lower bar of entry, it's not going to require as much of an input quantity because, again, if you're starting out, you're not going to have a ton of stuff to throw into it. You're just going to have maybe your first harvest or whatever. And then you're just struggling to get the output kind of thing. And you're just going one pallet at a time, waiting for this thing to pop them out. And yeah, it's a struggle. This makes it less of a struggle and more of an easy bar of entry. So again, this is something I really like. Let's see. Next one we have is the grain storage by Noob Frags, 12.57 megabytes to download, $45,000 to buy, and we do get color choice on this particular style of barn. And I like it. This thing actually looks really sharp. I like the little screenshot here of the third image there where it's got the kind of grain inside of it. What I would love to see, I hope that we start to see this from the modding community, is the Kinlag silos that kind of, this is what this reminds me of. It's the Kinlag silo with a couple bunks that are split off. But it works as a normal silo, but you also have the product just kind of sitting there on the floor if you want to interact with it that way. Overall, I think this looks great. It's got a nice look on the outside. I love these little picture windows on the front there. That certainly has an interesting design. I don't see this as being outside of the normal, seeing it somewhere here in the States or really anywhere. This looks like it'd be more at home, maybe on a UK map, perhaps. But I think overall that this would be easily to see pretty much anywhere. It's kind of got nice enough basic design to it to where I don't think it's going to be hard pressed to see it anywhere. So overall, yeah, I like it. And 13 megabytes, yeah, this will be a good one to get. What do you think there, Will?
Well, it definitely is very, very highly detailed that I do know. The one thing I always check with mods like these is cleavage. There is zero cleavage through the sides or through the back. So everything is contained, which is fantastic. I would love to see modders start using that feature from Kingleg. Basically just like using it as like a silo kind of deal, like what Giant said. But unfortunately, that's a locked feature unless if they figure out some way to work around it that doesn't involve them cracking it, like because it's locked. The DLC is locked, so as long as they don't unlock it, try to like basically bring bolt cutters, get in and be like, I'm in, then yeah. But well, I definitely it's definitely really unique. I do like it. It kind of gives me more of a vibe of like Finnish, you know, like those Finnish buildings. So
Perhaps. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can see that. All right, and this is what the last new mod for the 28th. This is the pallet silo with auto load trailers by Chris S and Riley S. 15.19 megabytes to download. And what we got here are a few different things. We got the pallet silo, a FarmTech EDK, which I believe is like the auto load version of the trailers for your pallets. And then you got the Lizard CR 504 container trailer and the Krone trailer Profi liner. So basically what you got is you've got your pallet storage, like what you would anticipate, like a pallet silo, and then you've got all the various other trailers that can take in and out from that silo and basically be your auto load system. Yeah, this is a really, really good one. Leave it to Chris and Riley to have such good ideas, especially when it comes to the console community. This one is going to be for those people who want to just get the job done and get it done fast. So yeah, this is going to be a good one. Now, as far as I'm aware, let me just read it just real quick. It says, do those pallets have you frustrated? We have a solution for you. This mod includes a silo to place in your in your pallet spawn point that will temporarily hold your pallets. When you are ready to transport them, use one of the included trailers to load up your products and transport them to sell. First, place the silo within your pallet spawn point of your production. As your pallets spawn, they will drop directly into the silo. Second, bring your trailer over to the load up your pallets just like you would at any other grain type silo. No more loading up pallets one by one. So yeah, that is brilliant. Again, I love this as a concept. I love it for those people on consoles who just want to get the job done. They don't want to have to sit there and, get the bale forks or get the pallet forks and then load up each individual thing onto the trailer, having it jump and skitter around on certain flat decks and all that stuff. And personally, in my opinion, this makes things like the Profi liner, the big semi truck trailer here, makes it more usable in my opinion. This particular trailer, I've never used it, not one time, outside of like an initial kind of go through. And the reason that is because you basically have to have either such small pallet carrying equipment that'll allow you to just kind of tuck it into the liner itself, or you got to come at it from the sides kind of thing. Me personally, it just never added up. So I was kind of held off and skipped out on it. But one thing I did want to point out is I've got Chris actually in chat and is in my Discord here and is letting me know a few things about it. So Chris, thank you so much for telling me these. I'll go ahead and read them here real quick. It says, the hot fix to the pallet silo is already in testing. Fixes the 5% issue product disappearing. So apparently there was like 5% of product that were disappearing. It says also says okay, he's giving me the changelog. So this is going to be changelog 1.1.0.0 and says corrected fill units override products inside a chamber that was less than 5% full. Added guides to show where autoload function is. Guides are hidden until the trailer unfolds. And then improved autoloading functions. Note, modded productions will only autoload if the modder adds triggers to the pallets. The modded products should go into the silo if the mod maker marked them as a product. This is found in the XML files of the mod. Reminder, liftable pallets and bales from Yoast is not required for this mod to function, but is needed for trailers to auto-load pallets not inside the silo. It will actually auto-load unlike the others where you have to push R3. So that's all the stuff that Chris has just said to me in the background there. Again, Chris, thank you so much for sharing that with us here tonight. And at the end of the day, if you are somebody who's not like ultra diehard realism, like I need to have the bale forks, or the pallet forks, I need to load it up on a trailer, I have to do it this way. This is going to be a great option for you. Absolutely great option. Will, what do you think of it? I have a feeling I know what you think of it.
Now, I'm torn in two different directions because do I think it's a game changer for consoles? 100%. I feel like this is going to help out console players a whole lot. I mean, if BDD was still on console, I guarantee he'd install this within a heartbeat. For me personally, it's going to be a pet. I think it is awesome. I think it's very unique. That's one reason why I do love it, because I think it is very, very unique. The reason why I would pass on it though is because I'm that kind of guy. When I play farm sim, I play very realistic. So I use a pallet fork, pallet bike, stuff like that. Um, like in real life, you wouldn't see someone picking up a huge round bale by hand and be like, "Oh, look at me," you know. So, um,
Well, what if that
I
person was
think it's
Superman?
brilliant. He ain't real. As much as I would love him to be real, he ain't real. I mean,
Hey,
I'm pretty sure Dwayne Johnson can't even round bale.
I've seen those bodybuilding competitions where those people take those giant boulders, those like round rock things, and they have to pick them up onto the pillar and load them on there. Those stone things have to be heavier than a bale.
You know, I could pick up two kegs of maple syrup, which two of them combined weigh almost 1,200 pounds. Actually, no, about 1,300 pounds.
Yikes.
Um,
So what you're saying is don't make you mad.
and, and I can pick up two of them. I can actually haul one on my shoulder and carry the other.
Yeesh.
Uh, I'm no Superman. I might be strong, but I'm definitely no Superman. But yeah, um, do I think this mod is brilliant? 100%. But it's gonna be a pack to me.
I don't know why, but the movie with Eddie Murphy, the Nutty Professor, just came rocketing in my brains. Hercules, Hercules.
Uh, did uh, uh, did did Chris Riley not want to join us tonight or something?
No, he's busy. He's got work in the morning.
Oh,
But
I got you.
no. Speaking of which, let me catch up with the chat here real quick. So we got Chris says Giants would have to update a mod that shows us that feature, similar to the Mercedes DLC cameras. Gotcha, Chris. That makes sense regarding the silos there. We got
Yeah.
Farmer Groot says, I know I said this in another stream yesterday. Chris and Riley S knocked it out of the park with this mod. I'm completely enjoying this mod. Great, good job again. Yeah, no, absolutely. This is a great one. Absolutely great one. Especially again, if you're on console, this, you know what? Will said it. I'll back it up. Game changer. Game changer for console players. Yeah, if I was still on console, I would have this downloaded about 50,000 times, not caring about the size it took up, because that's how good this one is. It deserves all those extra downloads. Let's see. Chris says, you're welcome, and thanks, Farmer Groot. We got the Herd. How's it going, Herd? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. It says, just saying hey. Well, hey. We got Ken says, what up, Herd? And we got Herd saying, what's good, Ken? All right. So that is the last new mod here for the 28th. Do you want to pick out your favorite for that?
My favorites. See, I didn't really have a favorite for this one. I mean, if I really had to pick one, I would definitely have to say it had to be the as much as I would never use it, but the style with auto load trailers, that would be my top pick.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm right there with you. That would be my favorite. The pallet silo with auto load trailers. Um, like I said, I'm not on console anymore, so I tend to use the auto load feature. So that the universal auto load.
Universal.
That's what I use for PC. But this for console players who are not sticklers for ultra realism, this is going to be a great one for you. Absolutely.
Now
And
we did have a couple of that.
we did. One of them being Peligny. Beautiful map. Absolutely beautiful. That's changelog 1.2.1.0. and it reads, integration of the Highlands Fishing DLC features on the map, fix conflicts with the Straw Harvest and Highlands Fishing DLC, fix some effects related to the new crops, fixed, you can now feed the cows again by placing a bale directly in base farm, adjusted tip calls on the double BGA silo, adjusted some values of the new crops for the precision DLC, adjusted production value for certain crops, improved vetch ride texture, addition of the ability to mulch clover and cover crops, various fixes. So I went through this on my map update video, and yeah, all these seem very solid. The only one that I was kind of confused about was the adjusted tip calls for the double BGA silo. What I think this is referring to is the bunker silo there at the BGA. So this is like the collisions area for the bunker silo. That's what I think this is referring to. Other than that, everything else tested out positive. Was able to get the Highlands Fishing DLC feature to work. I was able to get the Straw Harvest and the Highlands Fishing all worked fine. The new crops, for their effects, for their textures and all that stuff, all of it looked great. So that is a very nice update. Do you have anything to add for this one?
I do not. I mean, it's a beautiful map. It's a great map, but I just feel like it got better.
100%. Let's see. The next one we had was Hazelnut Farm. This one was by Nuclear Salmon and the Shanty Boys Map Creations. This is changelog 1.0.0.1, and the update reads, fix the Farmland 77 issue where players fell through the map. The car in the ground was removed from the town. New game save required. So this one here, I did the update video for this one as well. I didn't have any issues around Farmland number 77, but I wasn't exactly sure where or what the area was where you fell through the floor. I tried, jumping to that area, actually going in and, teleporting to that area, as well as kind of wandered around a little bit, and I couldn't find anything. So I'm going to give that my thumbs up seal of approval. The car in the ground, no idea what car was in the ground that needed to be removed, but I'm going to take Nuclear Salmon at his word that was something that was fixed. So yeah, all in all, good update. Will, anything to add?
So I did see your update video for this. For the car in the ground, I think that might have been the car that was in the water.
Oh, I didn't think about that, but yeah, that's perhaps it.
So, because I was thinking about that, I'm like, wait, can that be the car that I told BDD drove off the bridge?
I kind of hope that's not the car in question, because that kind of added just a little bit of flair to the map. I mean, it's like, you look at that, it's like, somebody's having a bad day. And what's funny is that there's the two what are those things called? The boats that'll take you from point A to point B on the maps. There's two of them on that map.
Oh, like the ferry thing?
Ferry boats. Thank you. Yes. There's two little ferry boats, and I could see, like, especially where that car was located, one of the ferry boats just kind of just like accidentally dropped to the car off somewhere in the middle of the river. Just saying. It just adds that little layer of immersion. I hope that's not the one they took out, but I'll reach out to Nuclear Salmon one of these days and ask him.
or have you seen like that show where people go around? Well, because they basically find like missing people, and they're always going underneath water, and then they find their cars underneath water. It kind of reminds me of that kind of thing too. I'm like, is that a good thing to think about or no?
I mean,
I don't know if you know what.
I don't know what show you're referring to, but the one thing that I do watch on occasion are those like YouTube channels that are dedicated to magnet fishing. You ever heard of magnet fishing?
No.
So think of a very high-powered neodymium magnet, right? One of those really strong magnets. Think of it about the size of a hockey puck, and you basically lasso it to the end of a very long string of rope, and you chuck it out into the middle of the water, and you just start, pulling stuff in, right? And
Yeah.
whatever pops up on the end of that thing is yours to keep. And I've seen, fishing hooks and chunks of metal and rebar and all that stuff come up. I've seen, little pew pews, old school pew pews, new, ones that are getting pulled out of the water. Obviously the newer ones are more than likely done some kind of crime in their time, but, that's for the police to figure out on their time, not mine. but, but no, it's a cool little thing. Like, you never know what you're gonna find. I've seen people like find cars and stuff, old doors and stuff, as well as like explosives, like unexploded hand grenades and stuff like that. Like, there was one I vividly remember somebody pulling up a hand grenade, and they get it about halfway up, and they're like, "Oh, lower it down, lower it," because they're on like this little bridge, right? And they're just chucking
Yeah.
a big magnet out into the river, kind of thing, and they're like, "Oh, that's a grenade." Lower, 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 and they lower it back into the water, and they call 911, and it's like, yeah, we're on such and such a bridge, and we need y'all to get here because we found a grenade. And you can actually hear the woman on the other end of the line, like the 911 operator. She's like, "You found a what?" It's like, "I didn't stutter. Found a grenade." They can go boom. So,
Boom, boom.
anyways,
Uh,
that is the last update that we had to go over. What's that?
there, uh, there, there was one update that I did want to cover real quick.
No, no update for you.
Yes. Um,
What's that?
so that is going to be the Lizard 379 from Solutions Modding, or the Peterbilt, I should say. Um, so this is going to be version 1.2.0.0. It, it basically made it a whole new truck. Um, so they added added long chassis, 6x4 model. They added new cabin roof, being a little higher than the original. Chassis option with larger tank. Added new engine power. Added new visors. Added alert light bar system. Interior with new material. Additional new interior colors. Added new fenders. Added new bumpers. Added new front grille. Added new design to the front of the hood. Hood glass can now change to any color. Optional light in cab with full roof. Added new stickers. Capo logos can now be changed. I think that probably meant cabin logos, maybe. Um, Logos now have the function to change colors. Added new steering wheel. Truck sounds have been adjusted. Added new truck sound. Added round mirrors as an option. Added design to windows. Added spoiler in the cabin. Added round double headlight model. Custom sides. Engine braking option. Added new cabin protector. Added reverse whistle sounds optional. Uh, Material for metal parts. Fixed error and fixed error with interrupting with 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 interrupted sliding, and fixed minor texture errors. It says it is necessary to sell and buy the vehicle again to have the best experience. So they just added more stuff to the truck to make it better.
So this whole time I've been listening to you read the change log and I'm like, why don't I remember this? Why don't I remember this? I'm sitting here struggling. And then all of a sudden I looked up and I think it was either the fifth screenshot here, the eyes that are inside the windows
Yeah.
there, that's when I'm like, oh, I remember this now. The creepy eye thing. I was like, okay, it's the Cars remake for Farm Sim. So I was like, okay. So 'cause I'm sitting here, it's like, I know I've seen this, but why don't I remember it? And as soon as I saw that and took note of it, that's when it kind of hit me. It's like, yeah, okay, I remember this now.
Yeah, but this truck got a complete overhaul once again. So I just wanted to go over.
Excellent, excellent. Real quick, just want to catch up with the chat there. Chris says more trailers will come eventually too. That's awesome. The fact that you're going to be updating the mod to include additional trailers to kind of make it more of inclusive into other different styles there, because I think you only had like I think 2 or 3 separate trailers in there, but you had a good range. You had kind of a small, medium, large options kind of thing. The fact that we're going to get that kind of nice little addition to it, that's going to be nice. Ken says, "Well, what's good? Not me, heard." Farmer Donkey, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Says, howdy y'all, howdy Farmer Donkey. Samuel, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Says, hey y'all, I got 100 subscribers. Nice. Good job there, bud. Keep it up. Let's see. Ken says, what up, Farmer Donkey? And Samuel. Samuel says, my channel is Samuel Wilkinson Jr. That's awesome, bud. Keep it up. All right. We ready to move on to the next day here?
Yep.
Next one is the Hubtex Max 45 by Creative Mesh, 25.1 megabytes to download, $95,000 to buy. We've got a maximum working height of 7.5 meters. We got us a little high-low here, but this thing's actually rather interesting for a high-low. I'll be honest with you, I've never seen a high-low on this kind of design. About the closest one I've seen is the other mod that we have, the Junheinrich version of high-low. But this thing's actually rather interesting looking. But for $95,000, it's going to be a huge pass for me. A huge, huge pass. Number one, 26 megabytes to download is going to be way too much for me. But that price point, $95,000, you're talking nearly $100K for a little high-low. Me personally, I'm going to go with a skid steer before I go with that at like 35K, or even that bigger Kubota is 77K. So you're still going to save about 20 grand on that. Or what I will most likely do is I'll just spend an extra 30 or 40K and get myself a telehandler before I get something like this. So this to me is going to be a big, big pass. Will, what do you think?
Well, starters, I think it's very unique. I was not expecting this from Grid, actually. So, um, the excuse me. Um, I know a lot of console players were not happy about this because there was a console release and a PC release. Because PC, it's like you held down the B or A or something like that. And you could change the direction on the fly, and it even pops up in the bottom right hand corner, and you could actually see like where all your wheels are, and you can go like diagonally, you can go back, forwards. Basically, any direction you really wanted to go. Console didn't have that. I know a lot of people were not happy about that, but there are some things that just can't come to console, and unfortunately, that's one of them for right now. So, I think it's very unique, and I feel like a lot of players who like working with forestry stuff, like making planks, wood beams, stuff like that, I feel like this would fit in perfectly. Um, this also does come with a couple purchasable pallets, so for like planks and stuff. But it doesn't. So the perch the purchasable pellets that you can buy that come with this mod do not override or change the base game palette. It's just stuff you can buy over. It's a lot bigger of a pellet, so there's that. This thing will not tip over. You can have a lot on a lot on this thing, and it will not tip over. So that's one good thing. But it'd be a pass for me though.
All right, next one we have is the International 50 series. This is by EY Modding, 20.11 megabytes to download, $42,000 to buy, 120 horsepower starting, and it's it's a nice little international tractor. I really love this thing. It looks fantastic. I love these old school square body tractors. This was right up my alley. And if we take a look at our starting equipment for a close comparable under small tractors, again, we're looking at 120 horsepower to start. So that's going to put us somewhere in, looks like the Zador Fatera HSX territory. That one there is 117 horsepower starting out and $95,000 to buy. So right off the bat, this one is going to save you, what is that, about 50 grand, almost a little bit more than 50 grand, 53,000. And you're going to gain 3 additional horsepower compared to the Zador here in base game. So right off the bat, you're saving a ton of money. You're getting a little extra horsepower. The only thing it's going to cost you is 20 megabytes worth of space. So all in all, I say download this. I love this one. I think it looks fantastic. So yeah, that's me. What do you think there, Will?
Oh, I love it. I actually installed this like immediately. Now the farmer that I know, which is Ryan Crest, that actually owns one of these. He has the exact same model as one of these, but there's no cabin on it. It's kind of like a framework around it, but no cabin. I was kind of hoping that it wasn't. But overall, though, fantastic mod. I absolutely love it. I installed it like immediately, and I'm actually very happy that it came with a 2-wheel drive version too.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it when the modders will include those different styles of tractors, either a 2-wheel drive version or 4-wheel drive version. It just adds to a little bit more flavor. And what I really like too is that, typically that 2-wheel drive version will be somewhat the cheaper version. Maybe not by a ton, but a little bit. Just kind of pick your poison at that point. You want to go a little bit cheaper, but only have 2-wheel drive, potentially get stuck out in the middle of the field if it gets a little bit too wet out there. Or do you want to spring an extra couple of grand and get the, 4-wheel drive? I'm not saying that this one has a price difference between the two, but if it does, that's typically what you'll see.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, I want to take a look at the chat here real quick because I got a really good chuckle out of this one. We got Ken said that forklift is made for warehouses, not farms. LOL, great design though. And then Farmer Donkey follows up with a good for warehouse simulator and truck loading. Warehouse simulator. That's going to be the next thing. Is there going to ever be not a simulator for something? Soon we're going to have breathing simulator. Just saying. And what's going to be? What's funny? Is that somebody out there is going to hear me say the next thing we're going to get is like breathing simulator. About 6 to 8 months from now, we're going to actually see on Steam breathing simulator. I'm telling you, why? Like, mark my words. I'm predicting the future. Nostradamus or Nostradave here, predicting the future. Be on the lookout. Breathing simulator. Also, Farmer Donkey says agree with Ken. But Will, that's a New Holland. It's a Massey Ferguson, and you installed it immediately.
No.
Ken says, old school international tractor reminds me of the ones I helped my dad fix when I was younger days. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. All right, moving on. We got the Massey Ferguson 7700 South American Series. This is by Gain FS, 49.41 megabytes to download. Starting price of $130,000, 225 horsepower at the low end. And yeah, we've got ourselves a pretty decent tractor here. Under medium tractors, we're going to find our closest comparable. And this is what, 225 horsepower? So that's going to put us somewhere in the Steyr Absolute territory, the CVT. $239,500 to buy, 224 horsepower to start out with. So the mod here, the Massey, is going to give you an extra 1 horsepower, but it's going to save you over $100,000. $130,000 for the mod versus $239,500 for the Steyr base game. So right off the bat, you're going to save over 100K and you're going to gain 1 horsepower. But all that to say, you need 50 megabytes worth of space. Me personally, it's going to be a pass for that reason alone. I love the price, I love the power, but 50 megabytes. It's not a brand that I'm so hard bent on that I've got to have it. And this also being a South American version of the tractor, which it's a significant difference. Like you look at a South American version of a tractor versus its North American or European cousins, and it's a significant difference between the two. So yeah, all those being said, it's going to be a pass for me. Will, what do you think?
Well, it is going to be a hard pass for me. I don't really use Massey that much. So that is one big reason why it would be a pass for me. Um, Overall, it does look very, very good though. Plus, you can also add like a flag on it, which I know when Mr. Sealy P was going over this mod, he his voice sounded so disheartened. That was hilarious because he's like because he went through all the fights. He goes, wait a second, I'm gonna go back through here again because I feel like one got left out. He's going back through. He goes, once again, no UK flag. What's wrong with the UK?
Oh no.
And he goes, well, I guess we're putting it on America. I'm like, America.
Oh, poor Mr.
So,
Sealy P. Getting no love from the South American brand. Oh, goodness. All right. So moving on, we got the Kloss Torian 1177 1511. This is by Power Audium Ostin. Osdom Ostin? Whew. That is an interesting name. I'm going to just leave it at that. 16.51 megabytes to download, $180,000 to buy, 140 horsepower for that particular mod starting. So we've got ourselves a little wheel loader here. Looking at our base game stuff, let's see, wheel loaders, where are you, wheel loaders? There you are. About the closest one we're going to have at 140 is none. There's no real good comparable to this. The closest one we're going to have is the JCB 435S in base game. 252 horsepower for that one, and a starting price of $199,500. So this is 180 grand. So this is going to save you about 20 grand, almost 20 grand is what it's going to save you. But you are going to be missing out on, what is that? Over 112 horsepower starting. That's just bare basic entry. So that's a pretty significant cut. And it's only going to cost you about 17 megabytes to install. So that's not bad. Now, here's the thing. I like this mod. If the price point for this was a little bit cheaper, maybe in the 150s, 140s, somewhere around there, for the 140 horsepower you're getting at starting, then this would kind of make a little bit more sense to me. But saving 20 grand off of the base JCB and you're getting an extra 110, 112 horsepower out of the deal, I'll spend the 20 grand on that. I'll just spend the extra 20 grand. And unfortunately, it doesn't give me like a weight, how much this thing weighs here in the mod hub, but the base game JCB weighs 14.4 tons. Now, that makes a big difference, knowing the tonnage, like for the wheel loaders, is that it lets you kind of know how much capacity you're going to have in regards to lifting things before it starts like getting like back heavy and wants to lift up the rear and all that stuff. But I mean, overall, yeah, this is going to be, unfortunately, be a pass for me. I like it. I think it looks good. But it's just not enough of price savings for me to be able to be like, okay, I'm going to justify spending it this way, if that makes sense. What do you think there, Will?
Um, um, I do like it. I've always liked the Kloss wheel loaders. Um, I think that they are great. Um, Typically, usually on my farm, whenever I build a farm, I usually have two wheel loaders. That's super useful, especially when I'm on multiplayer. Um, I will state that I always have a Kloss and a Volvo. So, and having a bigger Kloss wheel loader is super nice. So, yeah, it would definitely get a download from
Gotcha. All right. Next one we have is the Valtra G series. It's by Hispano, 32.52 megabytes to download, $84,000 to buy, a starting horsepower of 110 horses. So, looking at our small tractors category for 110 horsepower equivalent, we're going to find ourselves at, let's see, looks like the Fendt 300 Vario at $134,500 to purchase and 113 horsepower. So right off the bat, $84,000 for the Valtra versus 134. So you're saving almost $50,000. It's going to be a little over $50,000, but you're going to lose 3 horses. Oh my goodness, 3 horsepower loss for a 50 grand savings. Now, 32.52 megabytes. You're talking it's going to be a pretty high download, but overall, if you're looking for a small tractor, I could see for a 50 grand savings installing this for that 50 grand savings. Yeah, it's going to be one of those where, yeah, I would say download this one. I think that it's about 7 megabytes more than my ceiling, but it's just outside of it, just barely outside of it, to where the price savings is going to make it worth the additional space it takes up. That's just me personally, though. What do you think there, Will?
I don't really use Valtra that often. Actually, I'm gonna be completely honest. I've never used a Valtra. So, um, so for me personally, it would be a pass only because I don't use Valtra. But if you do, I mean, it's here. So it does look very, very highly detailed, though. I will state that.
Just like everything Hispano touches, yeah, I mean, they look great. Hispano does an amazing job on creating their mods, making them look good, function well, and I'm sure this is no different. This looks good. I'm sure it functions just fine. It's like I said, one of those where everything all said and done, that 50 grand worth of savings is quite tempting. Next one we have is Berthoud Bruin 4200 by Hispano, 35.62 megabytes to download, $259,000 to buy, 300 horsepower, and a 4,200 liter capacity. Goes all the way up to 200,000 liter capacity, working with a 36 meters. So looking at our sprayer category, let's see, sprayers. Let's see. Probably the closest one we're going to have is the Agrario Dino 2, $317,000 for that one. We've got a horsepower of 285 and a capacity of 6,600 liters. And starting out a working width of 27 meters. So, taking a look at the mod here, $259,000. So that's going to save you almost 50 grand right off the bat, getting this Berthoud as opposed to the Agrario. So that's nice. 300 horsepower for the Berthoud as opposed to 285. So you're going to actually get an extra 15 horses and 4,200 liters for the mod versus the base game's 6,600. So you're losing what is that? 2,400 liters. 2,400 liters. That's a kind of a downside to this one. But the working widths. The minimum for the Dino 2 in base game is 27. Working width for the Berthow mod is 36. So right off the bat, you're going to be gaining an extra 9 meters. So yeah, you're losing out on that 2,400 liters, but you're gaining an extra 9 meters in working width. You're saving nearly 50 grand. I mean, again, it's a little bit above my threshold, what I look for, 35 megabytes to almost 36. But for this one, for 50 grand worth of savings and getting an extra, what is that, 9 meters of working width, why not? I'd say sign up for that one. What do you think there, Will?
I would say nice, but I'm not gonna say nice. um. So this mod's broken.
Aw, sad face.
It will not fill from a everything like a everything fill silo. Um, and for some odd reason, it will not fill from IBC pallets.
Huh.
So I don't know exactly what they plan on or what they're trying to make this thing fill from, unless if somebody found a specific point to fill it from. Because I know Looney Farm Guy and Machine CP both tried it, and it is broken. Even I tried it.
I wonder if you can
And
load it from like a trailer. Like if you, let's say you take a trailer over to a everything fill, and then from the trailer to this.
So the only way that I was able to load it is with the Fiber Dash trailer.
Oh. Well, that's a
No
problem.
other trailer would work. No other trailer would work. For some odd reason. So just be aware if you have this installed. If you can get IBC tanks to work, please let me know because I have not, and neither have a couple other people, which I've already mentioned. So, yep, that's my personal thought. This thing, this mod will definitely be getting it. So,
well, so take everything I said, put a pending on it until the update. Once the update's pushed through, then yeah, this would be one worth a download. Moving on, we've got the Man TGX 6x2 straw bale. This is by Kaleruga Modding Design. Yes. 28.17 megabytes to download, $145,000 to buy. So right off the bat, 145 grand for a bale trailer, for a flat deck trailer. Now, does this tell me, Will, does this come with an additional trailer, or is this just an actual tandem man truck and trailer?
so it is just the man truck with the flatbed. It is auto load though, so there is that.
So that rear deck trailer that's on here is something separate?
That is a mod that is out.
Okay, so that's probably the Kamara straw transport trailer. Is the little come along trailer is what it looks like there. Also by the same modder. So it's just part of the actual screenshots that they're using. But overall, checking out, I mean, really, we don't have a good kind of comparable to this because this is kind of a all-in-one. Yeah, no, there's really no good one for this. I mean, you're talking for 145 grand, you're talking at Volvo FH electric territory. But the thing is that the Volvo will allow you to connect and disconnect to anything. From again, correct me if I'm wrong, Will, is this only a flat deck trailer truck? Like you can't have any other configurations?
Correct.
Yeah, so this one here is going to be a huge pass for me. I don't think I have ever spent $145,000 to transport my bales around, kind of thing. No, don't get me wrong. This looks like this will carry a lot of bales. I mean, you're talking 1, 2, 3 square bales long, 1, 2, 3, 4 tall, and 2 wide. So at minimum, if this is stacking exactly, you're talking, what is that? That's 3 by 4. You're talking, wow, math is math. 4, 8, 12, 20, 24 bales. 24 bales. So, I mean, that's not the worst amount for the amount of bales. But again, 145 grand for 24 bales and just having a self-propelled, I would much rather, get a, I don't know, what do we got here in base game? We've got, I mean, you could spend 145 grand on the Mac Black Anthem, the 6x4, get one of those, and then get a cheapo flat deck trailer to go along with it. And there's plenty of mods out there that'll let you do the auto load thing. And again, for less than 29 megabytes, yeah, this can be a pass for me. What do you think there, Will?
It's gonna be a hard pass for me. So I don't really use the man trucks. And I mean, I appreciate that it is flat. I appreciate it's auto load. People who like auto load, I mean, it's here. But yeah, it's gonna be a hard pass for me.
All right, next one we have. What's that?
One nice thing that I will say about this truck is that it does have a rear backup camera.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
just the one nice thing about it. So.
Very nice. All right, next one we have is the CNH Harvester Pack. This is by Just Farming, 23.56 megabytes to download. And we've got ourselves a New Holland tractor, Will's favorite, tractor harvester. There we go. $740,000 and 775 horsepower, 20,000 liter capacity, and a case harvester. Again, $740,000, 775 horsepower, and 20,000 liter capacity. So taking a look at our base game, let's see, harvesters, there they are. Talking 20,000 liter capacity. Well, that's going to put us in the New Holland CR11 territory. 775 horsepower. So is this literally the same exact mod? Correct me if I'm wrong there, Will, but this looks almost identical to what we have in base game in regards to the horsepower, the capacity, the price.
So these harvesters are 1-to-1. The only big difference is that it's from Just Farming, so you get your full animation.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so all that being said, for 24 megabytes, that's actually not bad, but because we get these already in base game, and actually both versions of them base game, I'm just going to stick with the base game stuff and save the near 25 megabytes. I mean, don't get me wrong, they look fantastic, all the bells and whistles, the additional paint schemes and all that stuff, the lifting doors on the siding there, all that's really cool. It's just going to be a pass for me. I'm going to save the 25 megabytes for something else. What do you think there, Will?
I'm not gonna lie, I did install this, and no, it was not for the New Holland. It was for the case.
Lies.
No. I don't know what it is because I like playing realistically. I like when I can open up covers and stuff like that. So it's like after no harvest, like I can take like the pressure washer and spray it like you do in real life, So it's, I don't know. It's something I really like. I like it.
Gotcha. All right, next one is the Lizard Revolution. This is by Raleigh Coasty 1 VSR Modding Sir, 21.86 megabytes to download. We've got a starting price of $87,000. So overall, taking a look at what we got here in base game. I mean, now let me know here, Will, because it says the motors are the RV 480, RV 580, so on and so forth. 480, is that the horsepower? Do you know?
What?
So it says motor RV 480, RV 580, RV 650, so on and so forth. Is the RV 480, is that the horsepower that it produces? The 480, 580?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. So looking at the 480 as their kind of base here, $87,000. So, okay, the closest one we're going to have, let's say, is the Mac Superliner 6x4. $110,000 for that one there. And it's going to have a horsepower starting at 500 horses. So this has 480 horsepower if everything's all, lining up a copacetic. So we're going to lose 20 horsepower. But we're also going to save, what is that? Let's see, 30, is that, math is math. About $23,000. Is that my mathing? Yeah, $23,000. So you're losing out on 20 horsepower, but you're saving $23,000. That's not that bad. Not that bad at all. And it gets up to 1,723 horsepower. If that's the case, I mean, that's way higher than anything we got here in base game. And for only $117,000. Figure the most expensive truck that we can get in base game is the Volvo VNX 300. That's 500 horsepower, but it's $149,500. So you want something with 3 times the power? This would be it. Overall, for 21 megabytes, that's not that bad. And it's not a bad looking truck either. Yeah, I would download this. Absolutely. What do you think there, Will?
It's gonna be a hard pass for me. The truck looks good, but I don't know, because I'm trying to think if it was Mr. CLP or from TJ Graham. One of them was showing a truck off, and you could see flickering going on to the entire truck. Like, I caught it. I don't know if anyone else did. Um, but it was like flickering, like the textures weren't done right or something. And then on the inside of the cab, it looked very nice, but it almost looked like it wasn't done completely, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Um, I feel like more work probably could have gone into this truck, to be completely honest. And the highest horsepower engine, I mean, I, I mean, I feel like the base game Mac truck, the what was it, the massive break right here.
The Superliner?
No, the Max Super last week before. I feel like that's more powerful than this truck.
Huh. Okay.
Like the engine isn't right. So
Okay. So post an update, kind of similar to what we were talking about before. I would certainly sign up for this one. But yeah, it's gonna have to wait for the update then. So unfortunate. Next one we have is the JM Extended Reach 1112 Patriotic. Wow. Farmer Edition US. Jolly Farms Modding made this one. This is an auger wagon, 18.58 megabytes to download, and $73,525 starting. Capacity, what? Did you
I
say
didn't say
something?
that.
Oh, I thought you said something. 39,000 liters for this particular trailer. Auger wagon. Let's take a look at what we got here in base game. Auger wagons. Let's see. Oh, well, turns out, looks like we already have this. Yeah, we have the J&M Extended Reach 1112 here in base game. This is just the Patriotic Farmer Edition US. So this is just like a different edition. Let's see, same capacity. Yeah, same capacity, same price point. It's a little bit cheaper. A little bit cheaper. The one in base game is $95,000. This one's $73,000. Yeah, no, this is gonna be a pass for me. Just kind of slapping on the American flag. Don't get me wrong, I like it. I think it looks good. But for an extra 19 megabytes and it's saving about, what is that, 15 grand 13 grand. It's not enough for me. So this is gonna be a pass. What do you think there, Will?
Oh, I installed it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love, and if I could put the American flag on the side of anything, I'm going. So I think it is absolutely fantastic. Plus, you can adjust it because for the base game version, like you know how like the tracked version, right, holds more than the wheeled version does,
Yes.
right? Um, for this mod, you can actually adjust it so how much the tracked version holds, you can even put up for the wheeled version, which is a nice adjustment. Um, I absolutely love it. I did install it. Me personally, I I think it's great. So
Gotcha. All right, next one we have is the Framest Frapper Pack by let's see, not I think that's supposed to be Not Ready and AAA Modding and is that Framest? Yes. Uh KFT. 35.84 megabytes to download, and we've got ourselves a few things in this pack. This is, let's see, under mulchers. We got one here for $10,100, 110 horsepower required, and 2.5 meter working with, making our way all the way up to the 6,000 version here, $21,590, 160 horsepower, and 6 meter working with. So we got a good range between, what is that, 2.5 and 6 meters for a mulcher. We take a look at the mulchers here in base game. Where are those at? There they are. Mulchers under soil cultivation, starting out at the 2.5 meter working width. So that's going to put us at the TMC Kinsela TDE 220, $13,500 for that, for a 2.2 meter working width. Also requires 130 horsepower. So the 2.5 meter version, so you're going to gain an extra 0.3 meters, is 110 horsepower. So it's going to lose 20 horses. But you're also going to spend about, what is that? About $3,400 less than what we have in base game. So it's cheaper, less horsepower, and it's a little bit bigger. So all those check the boxes. Going up to the 6 meter version here. Let's see, that's going to put us into the Noach Speedmax 560 territory, $21,000 to purchase that and 130 horsepower to buy. The 6 meter version here for the mod is $21,590. So you're going to spend an extra $590, but you're going to get an extra 0.4 meters because, again, the mod is 6 meters versus the 5.6. And the horsepower that is required is only an extra 30 horsepower. So overall, this might be a pretty good pack to pick up. When everything's said and done, if you're looking for a mulcher and various different sizes that you can have in this one, there's nothing in this pack that's anything more than $22,000 at the end of the day, all in line with all the kind of base game sizes and prices. So yeah, why not? This would be a good one to pick up. Now, does this only work in the front? No, this is the front or rear. So you get those various options, which is nice. Having a front or rear mulcher in various sizes like this, you can get it to line up to where you can have it on the front end and then a same size implement up to 6 meters wide on the rear. So mulch in the front, seed behind it, so on and so forth. That's kind of cool. I like that. And that's, of course, if you're not playing with precision farming, where you should be encouraged to use a direct drill rather than non-direct drill. What do you think there, Will?
um, well, Fremist is actually a new brand to the game. I
Ooh,
found that one
nice.
out. That is a new brand. Because we have another mod that's just like this. It is also from Not Ready. That will be getting an update coming as a branded version now because it is the Wizard on console right now. So I'm very, very excited for that. for another new brand coming. Um, Other than that, it's not for me. I don't really use power arrows that much. But that's technically really what it is. Um, so it is going to be a pass for me. But I'm all for having another brand in the game. You know,
For sure, for sure. All right, next one we have is the Fendt 2200 kg. This is by Ben, 1.18 megabytes to download, $2,900 to buy, and a weight that weighs 2,200 kilograms. All in all, it's a weight. Now, I will say that it does say under configurations, lights, choose between activating the top or bottom lights of your tractor. I like this. I'm not quite sure about because I'm not seeing any like screenshots with like pictures of lights or anything. Will, help me out here. What is this talking about here?
so I was going to explain this as soon as this was my turn. But about this, but no. Um, so the mouse control. Basically you have that on or yes or no. So if you have it off, you just press B and it lowers, and press B and it raises. If you have mouse control, you can tilt it, you can raise and lower it, you can adjust it anything you want to. Um, for the lights, basically it's saying, do you want front lights or no? So let's just say if you say, um, so choose between activating the top and bottom light. So if you have bottom lights installed, or if you have that selected, when you attach it on the front of your tractor, your bottom lights will automatically shut off. But when you select top, they stay on. So basically, it's do you want your light? So do you want your front lights on or off? For example, it's weird how they put it. So I know DJ Goham was trying to figure it out, and then he finally did. And I found out before he did, and then I was going to post it in his comment section, and then I realized that he found out what it was. So it's too confusing for a weight. So I'll just put it that way.
So at the end of the day, it's a weight that confuses the user, and for that, it's going to be a pass. What do you say there, Will?
I'm right along there with you. It's a hard pass.
Next one we have is the GDR Sheep Barn. This is by Hellraiser. 21.97 megabytes to download, $28,000 to buy for a pen with 26 sheep. There's also a fence that's part of this for $100. Now, looks fantastic. It's definitely got that GDR look to it, the German Democratic Republic, which was neither Democratic or Republic. Anyways, no, in all fairness, it looks good. It definitely has that kind of look and feel of the kind of ultra simplicity behind it. So it does replicate that very nicely. Overall, for 28 grand for 20 sheep is not a bad price. If we take a look though at our base game here, looking at, let's see, sheep. So right off the bat, we have the sheep barn right here in base game, 26 sheep. So this will hold the same amount of sheep. $48,000 to purchase this as opposed to 26,000 or 28,000 for the mod. So right off the bat, you're going to be saving about 20 grand right off the bat. Now, the only problem is that unless you're playing on a European map, this is not going to fit in. It's just not going to fit in at all. So for that, if I'm playing on a European map, specifically like a German style map, this is going to be a pass unless I'm playing on that style of map. Otherwise, yeah, I think it looks great. I think it looks great for 22 megabytes and 28 grand, basically a 20 grand discount. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. What do you think there, Will?
I don't like it. Um, and there's a couple reasons. First of all, the lights don't work. The light switch, there's no trigger.
Is it auto
So
lights?
you can't even. No, no. So there's like, so if you like farming at night, you're gonna have one heck of a time. It's trying to get in here. Um, Second of all, when you place it down, you I don't remember now. Um, you get 40 HP, not 26.
You get how many?
Which I guess 48 sheep, not 26.
Oh, okay.
So, which that's not a bad thing.
No, not
Um,
a bad thing at all.
Also, if you're trying to find the wool and like the wool spawning point, it is probably in the worst location that you could possibly have put it. So, good luck placing this against another building because it's really on the backside of
Okay, okay.
it. So, I have problems with this mod. So, I mean, don't be wrong. It looks fantastic. The amount of detail that went into this is phenomenal. Other than that, it's going to be a hard pass.
All right. So before we move on, let's catch up with the chat here real quick. I think I left off with Ken here. It says old school international tractor. Nope, I read that one already. Ken says totally agree with Donkey. WillT needs to change tractor brands. LOL. Samuel says I'm out. Bye everyone. Y'all see you soon. BDD at the next live stream later, y'all. Also says good, great, nice, safe work week, and tomorrow on Monday, December the 1st. All right, Samuel, well, you have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. You take care, and we'll see you again next time. Ken also says, what was Giants thinking about the new JCB tractor if the only thing it does is racing? Dude, don't get me started on that. Don't do it. Don't do it. We'll be here for 30 minutes of me just getting my ranty pants on. I'm warning you. Don't do
It
it.
has a hitch.
What's that?
I said it has a hitch. I mean, you can, I guess, all trailers with it.
No. No. No.
No,
Just
no.
no.
I personally think that they should have let a modder make that instead of them. So, and I don't think it belongs in farms.
Yeah, no. I got issues. I got issues with that one. A lot of issues. Moving on.
Jeez.
Like I said, before we spend a half hour of me just ranting about that mod or about that tractor, holy smokes. The Container Garage by Lancy Boy, 9.64 megabytes to download, and we have a price point of $90,000. This is a mobile garage with outdoor wash bay. So I really like this. This looks really cool. You have yourselves this nice little container garage here that you're able to, kind of plop out in the middle of anywhere. And yeah, you can deploy it. You can use it as a repair. Doors flip out on the sides. I think this is awesome. A cool little idea, just a little mobile kind of unit here. And it's got a little power washer on the back side of it too. So, pretty cool. Now, all that being said, $90K for this. That's a little bit rich for my blood. A little bit rich. Now, 10 grand, 90,000, or I'm sorry, 10 megabytes, 90 grand to buy. If this is something that you want to spend your money on, hey, there you go. It's here, and I think it looks great. Me personally, I'm going to download this. I did download this, but I'm going to struggle to find that spot where I can put it down on the map somewhere and start to utilize it. It's going to be a struggle for me because again, that $90K, that's a hard pill to swallow. What do you think there, Will?
I love it. I can solve it. Um, I did actually reach out. I did reach out to Lancey Boy, to read, which you already know. Um, I did reach out to him though, and I did let him know that there is a problem with the mod, which he ended up replying back to me. He said, "Thank you." He said that he already submitted an update for it. Um, so when you walk over to the power washer, right,
Okay.
it doesn't work.
Uh-oh.
Um, when you go anywhere else around the building or inside the building, it works.
Huh. So it's like inverse on where it should be mapped?
Yes. So I ended up letting him know, and he said, "Thank you for letting me know. I must have missed that." Said he said he already set off an update for it. Someone else let him know too. So
Nice. Yeah, like I said, looks good. I mean, it's certainly going to be functional. Like I said, where I'm struggling is that 90K mark. That $90,000, like, for the most part, let's just, for sake of argument, this is a repair trigger. That's basically what this is. So, let's see. Looking at tools. Nope. Help if I was in the right category. I mean, we have a vehicle workshop base game for $45,000. Half the price. Half the price. I mean, even if you're to buy the, vehicle workshop and the little power washer, you're still spending less than 50 grand. So to dig up an extra 40 grand for this, like I said, that's a struggle for me. That's a real struggle. Like I've got to have like very specific motivations. Like I've got to integrate this into a story in order to put this in there. But if I'm playing like my own game where I'm just kind of, messing around doing my own thing, I probably wouldn't be able to use this, or not wouldn't be able to, but wouldn't use this because I'm going to go with the cheaper option because I'm building up, over time, building it up, and going from there kind of thing. So that's how I kind of play things.
um uh see I mean, yes, I would agree with you with 90,000 is a bit high, but you can also go in on like the base game. Um the Also on top of that too, um he is trying to also make it work on console, which I think is fantastic. But he's trying to make it work so you can transport this and actually have it as like a mobile shop, as like a hook left. So
Ooh,
he's trying to
nice.
make it work.
Well, that's cool. All right, moving on. We've got the silage hulls. This is by DH Modding, 14.65 megabytes to download. And we've got the bunker silo, 35 by 105 for $475,000. And we've also got the 70 by 105 for, what is that, $1 million? One, two, three, four. Yeah, $1 million.
Yeah.
Whoo! Looks fantastic. Looks absolutely amazing. For 15 megabytes, though, I mean, you've got some big, big hauls here. Yeah, I think this looks fantastic. This, I mean, to me, looks like it's generic enough to where I could see it pretty much anywhere. Now it does say located in Rhine. Designed to offer great storage. So this definitely has a specific location in mind. But again, like I said, it's generic enough to where I think that this could fit in somewhere, anywhere. So that, yeah, I would download this. I would download it. Like I said, because of its generic appearance, I would see this pretty much anywhere. I could see that. What do you think there, Will?
I love it. I installed it. These things, the picture does not give it justice. And what I mean by that is of how big it actually is. Um, I timed it. It took me 5 minutes just to walk from one end to another.
Wow.
The thing is absolutely massive. Um,
Mahusive?
You, yeah, Mahusive. I was
Mahoosive.
saying, um, you can put a lot of stuff in here. I just wish that modders would put actually how much you can put in monkey silos, so then you know. Um, I reached out to the Leaf Farm guy. I'm like, yo, you didn't make a video on this, and he goes, I know I wanted to, but I changed my mind because it looks like it would take me a whole day just to film one of them. So he goes, I'm not going to
Yeah.
waste my. So, um, I ended up filming half of one, and half of one was almost 6 million later.
Wow. So
So
let's say that you were perfectly spot on at the 6 million liters being half the size of this. You're talking 12 million liters of space.
yeah,
Like that's pretty
and,
good.
and that's just the one. But then there's also a double.
Yep.
So I mean, for the size of dairy farms that I have, this would be fantastic.
Well, so the 35 by 105 and the 70 by 105, is one the double, or does each one of these have a double version?
No, so one is single, and then the other one is a double.
Okay, so the 35 by 105, that's the single, and 70 by 105 is the double? Oh yeah, that makes sense. So 70 would be the width, not the length. So the 105 is the length. Okay. That
So
makes
yeah, it is
sense.
absolutely awesome. Love it too, and it lights up like
Mahoosive.
and it honestly, if the International Space Station could have like X-ray vision and see through things, you probably could see it from space. That's how bright it is when it's up on the inside.
Oh, you heard it here, folks. It can be seen from space. Next one is the Hagenstead tanks. This is by DH Modding, 3.28 megabytes to download. And we've got the fertilizer tank for $7,500. That also includes the solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, and herbicide for a capacity of 20,000 liters. And then the wooden fountain for $250. So overall, for less than 4 megabytes, you can get yourself a solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, and herbicide silos, as well as a little water tank. Personally, this is going to be a pass for the only reason being is that I think that these belong on Hagenstead, and I cannot see myself, even if I'm on a map that could kind of incorporate this into it, that I would incorporate it. Like, there's just something about it that I just don't find visually appealing. Now, again, it looks good. It's just one of those I have a hard time in my head finding a good visual place to put it on my farm, is what I'm saying. So there's nothing wrong with its looks. It's just my vision of a farm would not include these, if that makes sense. So for less than 4 megabytes, $7,500 and 20,000 liter capacity, like nothing about this is wrong. Like everything seems to add up perfectly fine. It's just, for me personally, it's going to be a pass. What do you think there, Will?
No, it's gonna be a hard pass for me. Like like the water fountain spray thingamabobber. It has no sound, and usually for things like that, you and for me that it dinged a point for that. Um, so I mean, things do look good, and I'm glad that it's here. But I do agree it should stay on. So
All right, next one is the Cell Point Everything by DMI 20mm Normandy. It is 11.24 megabytes to download and $50,000 to buy. This one here is going to be a pass. Not because of the megabyte size, it's only 12 megabytes. Not because of the price, it's 50 grand. It's a little bit expensive for a cell point, but you're getting the cell point that looks like it is like an entire facility. So that kind of makes sense. It's got a very specific look and feel about it that is going to fit in. And again, DMI 20M in Normandy and the whole DMI brand focuses on the whole Dutch farming aspect. So this looks and feels like something that you would see, on that style of a map rather than here in the States or over in the UK or anywhere else. It's going to have a very hyper focused view of where this is going to be located at. So that's why I would skip over this one. We've got the Sell Everything container, I believe is by Schultz Modding. Am I correct about that?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's only like $1,000 to place down. So sell everything for 1,000 or sell everything with a very specific building in mind with a giant onion on the side of it for 50 grand. I'm going to go with the one that will sell everything for $1,000 and is generic to go anywhere. That's me personally. What do you think there, Will?
I could not have said it any bit better than you.
Well then, moving on. We got the Modern Wall Set by Namag Mods. 13.38 megabytes to download. Base fence price of $100 and the gates at $1,080. So we got ourselves a fence. We got ourselves some gates. Overall, looks good. I presume it functions well. It's definitely got that modern looking to it, but I'm going to pass on it personally. Again, I'm not huge on downloading modded fences and gates and all that stuff unless there's some kind of very hyper-specific look that I'm looking for, and I just so happen to find it at that point in time kind of thing. But I'm not going to go out and download a whole bunch of fences, a whole bunch of gates and all that stuff, and just to have it on hand. And especially this one for 14 megabytes. I mean, that's a big chunk of space being taken up by fences and gates. So that's going to be a pass for me. It looks good. I'm sure it functions well. Just not my style. I'm not big into the modern look. I'm more into like the rustic kind of, like if I was to do a fence or something like that, I'd be looking for like either the cattle fencing, very bare bones, minimalistic kind of style, or if I'm feeling fancy, I mean really, really fancy, maybe like wood studded fence with the wood pickets kind of thing. I'm not even talking like white picket fence. I'm talking just like simple wood, like natural grain color style fencing. That's what I would be into. This one is like, this is schmancy fancy for me. So gonna be a pass. What do you think there, Will?
It's going to be a hard pass for me. None of the gates have sound. And the way that the gates open, they actually open like upwards. They don't open like a normal gate. They open like upwards, how like a garage door does open.
Oh, really?
So it's definitely unique, but there is no sound. So it'd be a hard pass for me.
Gotcha. All right. Bless you. And that is the last new mod for the 27th. You want to pick out a favorite for the 27th?
Well, I'm actually going to be picking between a couple here.
Let's hear it.
So the first one is going to be the International 50 series from UI Modding. The other one is going to be the Container Garage from Lancy Boy, and then the Silage Halls from DH Modding.
So you know what? I've got to mirror that exactly. Those three exactly. The Silage Halls, the Container Garage, and the International 50 series. All three of those I think were brilliant. And very much welcome in this game. Very happy to see them here. All right. We did. Rhone Plateau. This is version 1.2.0.0. I know it says here 0.1, but for some reason, yeah, that's not right. So Latest changelog, as you can see, is 1.2.0.0 here. New save game necessary. Fix gardens palette spawn point. Fix license plates. New loading screen. Added basalt pavement textures. Added onion cake and dumpling dough. Added country woman kitchen. Added vegetable silo next to the garden. Added raspberries, raspberry bush, and raspberry jam. New mod icon. Added more ground angles. Added firewood and saw shed at main farm. Use meadow models as grass and edit the config. Redesigned vehicle shop, sawmill, sheep farm, chicken farm, and pig farm. Added new houses from mod. Older and more detailed changelog on GitHub. And that was everything for that changelog. Now, I did the update video for this one, and everything looked solid. Some of the things I didn't know or didn't test on were like the pallet spawns, for the garden. Didn't test it, but gonna take their word for it. The new loading screen looks awesome. I like that. The new icon on it, again, looks awesome. The onion cakes and dumpling dough was there. The country woman kitchen, which is where the onion cake and dumpling dough were added. The vegetable silos next to the garden, again, awesome. The raspberry bushes, raspberries is a new product, like new fruit type, and raspberry jam is a new production point. Again, awesome. New mod icon, okay, that was in there. Let's see, ground angles, the firewood and saw shed. So the firewood is a new, new fruit type, and saw shed, producing the firewood itself. Meadow models were used, so that's cool. The redesigned vehicle shop, sawmill, sheep farm, and chicken farm and pig farm, like everything for the kind of ancillary farms have been redesigned, which is, again, pretty cool. Looks really sharp. And then new houses from mod. I mean, yeah, everything about this seemed pretty much on the up and up. Looked fantastic. And if you haven't checked out this map, give it a look. It's a really solid map. Overall, looks fantastic. I'm trying to see here in the screenshots if there's anything that kind of stands out from any of the updates, and I'm just not seeing anything from the screenshots. But I mean, overall, it was a good update. You have anything to add to this?
I do not, but there is one update that I do want to go over quick.
Let's hear
it. And I do want to apologize to everybody. Which I did not know this until they posted something, but it's going to be about the Super Duty from Roughneck Mining Crew. They said, I guess we forgot to update the changelog to 1.3.1.0 on the Super Duty. We added rear camera if you have the Mercedes-Benz DLC, hitch options, step option, tint options, made suspension changes, and a few other minor adjustments. That was the changelog for it. So, because it did say changelog 1.3.1.0, but for some odd reason it only was 1.3. So that's what I thought it was. So I ended up putting that down until they ended up posting this like a few hours later. So what I just read there was the changelog, not the one I posted. So I think it is absolutely fantastic that they added the rear backup camera to it.
Well, how dare they? How dare you? How dare everybody for messing this up? How could you?
Hey, I had no control.
Oh no. Don't cop out like that.
Hey, I did not release
that. I'm playing. All right, moving on. We've got a new map called Depholes 25. This is by Taker LS, 703.79 megabytes to download. Now, this map here, let me remind myself what I thought of this map, because for some reason I'm blanking on it.
17 required mods.
Yes, that's that. Yeah. 17 required mods. Definitely needed a lot of mods. Let's see, what did I give this? 3.5. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. So this one, if I remember it correctly, and it's been kind of a busy week, so I'm trying to remember this exactly. This is that's right. This is the kind of Dutch one that
Yeah.
used a lot of the DMI mods.
Yeah.
So this one was okay. It was kind of a like laid back kind of a map, not too much going on this particular one. With all the required mods, I expect there to be more in regards to a map. Like if you're going to use up a ton of mods, then I need to feel the reason why there's going to be a ton of mods required for it. This one I just didn't get that kind of pizzazz to it. Overall, it looked all right. It looked fine. A little bit flatter on the hills and undulations. The color palette was fine. There was nothing kind of disqualifying in that regard. But for the most part, it just wasn't interesting enough for me. And again, the base size of this map is 703 megabytes. 703, that's a pretty chunky file. And then you take into account all the mods that are here. The farmhouse package mod is a significant sized mod. The modern house set is a huge mod by itself. Like everything all in, you're probably pushing well above a gig on all this. So for a map of this size, that being the kind of total output for it, I just wasn't, thrilled and impressed enough for it to be worth the file size. That was me personally. What do you think there, Will?
Oh, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, this looks good. And as soon as I saw the 17 required mods, I was like, all right, what's next? Didn't even bother. I'm like, nope, not doing it. Like I understand that now these days it's like a tradition now, I guess, to have or standard to have required mods. But to have 17 required mods, if I had 17 required mods on a map, if I'm, which I would never, but if I did, then at least it would look way more detailed than this map, like way more detailed than this map did. So, man, it was definitely a hard pass. You're too nice to me today because I probably would have given it two, maybe 2.5,
Well,
just because
and
of that.
so I brought up on my screen exactly the point I was coming up with. So 700 megabytes for the map itself. The map by itself, that's before the required mods are kicked in. The modern house set, which is by Red Phoenix, 152 megabytes. 152 megabytes for just that one of 17 mods. So right off the bat, those two alone is 850 megabytes. 850. I'm saying this repeatedly on purpose because I'm trying to make it like emphasize. You're at one required mod and one map for 850 megabytes. That's huge. That is absolutely massive. Then you take into account, let's say, I don't know, the Farmhouse Package Volume 3. So let's take a look at that. Farmhouse Package. Because we got two of them. We got the Volume 2 and we got Volume 3. Volume 2, Volume 3. So what's this one? This is... Oh, that's Volume 5, because, of course, there's that many volumes. So Volume 2 is 20 megabytes. So right there, you're creeping up to 900. And let's see, Volume 3, where's Volume 3? That's 31. So 32. So right there, you're over the 900 mark. So 3 required mods down, 900. I mean, that's massive. That's a massive map. Again, kind of coming at it from the console player's perspective, because that's what I cut my teeth on. If I'm going to dedicate nearly a gig on just a map and 3 mods, it's got to be an absolute smoker of a map. Like, it's got to hit on every single note possible. And I mean, we're talking the hills and undulations. It's got to be breathtaking. The color palette has to be superb. There's got to be so much detail on that map that it's going to just melt your mind the moment you look at it. I mean, everything's just got to hit in just all the right places. And unfortunately, this one just doesn't do it, in my opinion. And again, I'm grateful and thankful to the modders and the map maker who came out with these mods, who came out with this map. Thankful that it's here because, hey, there's going to be somebody out there that's going to look at this map and be like, Dave, you're crazy. This is an awesome map. I don't care that there's 17 required mods. And hey, I'm happy for you. I'm genuinely happy. I'm not saying any of this to be mean to the modders, to the map makers, or anything along those lines. I'm just saying from my perspective, the way I view things, if I'm going to install something this massive, it's got to hit on all cylinders. And it just doesn't.
Yeah, and on the mod hub right now, it's rated at 4.5.
Which, again, I'm totally fine. If I'm in the minority on this one, if people think that I'm crazy, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. I mean, 4.5. I mean, honestly, that was really shocking to me. Nearly 500 people have rated this a 4.5. That shocks me that it's that high. But that's me. People out there are going to be like, Dave, you're crazy. And I'm very much obviously in the minority in this. I'm very much in it because, I mean, 500 people are saying, no, Dave, you're crazy. This is a really good map. And hey, more power to them. More power to them. You have anything to add to this before we move on?
I do not. Nope.
All right. Next one we have is Ho Belleron 2025 by Bastion2103. 498.98 megabytes to download. And this one, we're kind of in the same boat as we were on the last one. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of Ho Belleron. I'm just going to come out right out and say it. I wasn't huge on the first one. This one, though, in my opinion, kind of took a step backwards from the original. What I mean by that is there's a lot of details that were in the 22 version that don't exist here. And there's a lot of kind of liberties that were taken with this map that just kind of makes it feel clunky. If that, like, so for an example, the buildings that are around the map, if you're just looking at the kind of deco buildings, they look fantastic. It looks phenomenal in some areas. Like you can see like this little riverscape right here, where you've got all these kind of buildings that are built up along the side of the river. They look fantastic. They look like they belong. The bridges look amazing. Like there's certain parts of this map that just look phenomenal. But then you get around to the production sites or other buildings that are going to be like points of interest, like sale points and stuff like that. And they're taken from the standard Farming Simulator 25 assets. And because of that, and more specifically, a lot of them are taken from the Hutan Pantai assets, the ones that you would see on Hutan Pantai. So like Moonbear Sawmill, or what were some of the other ones that were on there? Like the canning factory, things along those lines. None of those assets fit the map. Not a single one of them. So you would not see Moonbear Sawmill and be like, oh, wow, I'm in the middle of, France. That's what this map is supposed to be. It's France. You would not look at that sawmill and think, okay, that's like French architecture there. And it was like that on every single production point, like that on every single sell point. It was all the bare basic game assets from FS25, specifically for Hutan Pantai. The same thing for like the shop and repair traders were from Hutan Pantai. So there was these areas in which you're going to have to frequent a lot in the map, and it's going to stand out severely. It's going to jar you away from what is the French architecture, the French landscaping of the map, to where all of a sudden you're like, oh, hey, like here's something from Hutan Pantai. Here's another thing from and you're always going to see them. It's not like you can just get away from them. And then the kind of main starting farm, I also feel was kind of like rolled in a slight degree. It wasn't ever a hugely advanced starting farm, even from Giants. I'm just looking to see if there's any kind of no, there's no picture of it, but it was just one of those where, again, they used a lot of the in-game assets from FS25, and it just kind of makes it feel not like France. It makes it feel like, okay, something completely different other than what they're going for. So it was unfortunately a hit and a miss. I gave it a 3 out of 5, and it was just one of those where, again, I'm glad that it's here. I'm glad that people are going to be able to play it and pick up on it. It's only, what was it, 500 megabytes, so it's a bit higher on the megabyte size, compared to other maps that are out there, but there's going to be those jarring bits. So yeah, that's kind of what I had to say about that one. I was kind of disappointed with this one, but again, working from the aspect of I was not a big fan of the Giants version from last year. It was going to have to like hit on all cylinders to even get me to be like, okay, this is a really good map, and would have gotten any higher kind of thing. It would have been a struggle. Look, how do I say this? I had some biases already against this map. It's not the map maker's fault. It's my fault. It was just, that's where I kind of land on this one. What do you think there, Will?
Well, I tried playing on the map 22. I never really got into it. Am I thankful that it's back? Yeah, because it's a whole nother option. Because if anyone loved it in 22, I mean, yeah, it's back. It might not. It may not be like a 1-to-1 on like what it was, but the way I see it is that it's back. You know, and I'm very very thankful. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Am I gonna play on it? No. Um, I'm not. But like I said though, I'm very thankful that it's back. Um, I did see your map tour on it. And I was a bit let down. Not by you, by the map in general. So I mean, I personally would have gave it a 3-star rating. I mean, on the mod hub right now, it has a 3.3-star rating right now, so it would be a pass for me.
All right. Next one we have is the Liquid Manure Tank by FarmCat. This is 3.75 megabytes to download, $35,000 to buy, and 250,000 liter capacity. So we got ourselves a little, silo for our liquid manure. I mean, it's definitely an interesting look. It's got the kind of like pit and all that stuff. Now, tell me, Will, do you know, does this have a fill plane?
It does.
Oh, well then, you know what? Sign me up. I like it. For less than 4 megabytes, $3,500 or $35,000 to buy, and it has, near a quarter million capacity. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'd download that. Yeah, absolutely. What do you think there, Will?
I do like it. Don't place it in free build because there'll be like a gigundous, um, like you'll be able to see right underneath it. Um, and then when you do place it down, like normally, there's a lot of terrain editing you're gonna have to do because it raises everything up around it. Which of course you could figure because it sinks into the ground. Um, you can empty your tanker and fill up your tanker from a spout right up top, or you can actually back down into the pit and empty your tanker or fill up that way too. So I think it's very unique, and I do like it.
Excellent, excellent. Next one we have is the Agro Truck Weight. This is by Chico, 3.6 2 megabytes to download, $1,000 to buy, 2,000 kilogram weight. So this, as best as I can tell, is a weight that goes on the back of your semi-truck using your little hitch. Also makes it into like a little mini flatbed for the back of your semi-truck as well, which I think that's kind of cool. But for me, big pass. 4 megabytes to install, not a big deal. $1,000 to buy, again, not a big deal. It's a weight for your semi-truck that can be used as like a little flat deck. I mean, you're getting maybe a pallet on that. Maybe if you stretch it out, maybe 2. So, yeah, no, this is just not enough of a use case for me to be able to be like, okay, I'm going to get this and download it myself. So, yeah, it's going to be a pass. What do you think there, Will?
I think cookies are delicious.
What did you say?
I think cookies are delicious. No, because while you were talking, well, because earlier Bree and I went to because when we went to GameStop, we ended up going to Marshalls too, and I ended up getting vintage bake shop cookies, like a big tin. So my cookies are delicious.
Cookies are delicious. I will 100% give you that.
This does not have straps on it, so if you try putting a pellet on it, you're just gonna lose it.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh, because second screenshot shows it with straps.
Well, then I don't know if I was doing something wrong or not because when I was testing it out, I couldn't get the straps to work.
Huh. Well then,
So either
the straps are a
either I
lie.
was doing something. So I mean, they could work unless I was doing something wrong, which is quite possible. Because I'm not perfect. uh, but this would be a hard pass for me though. So
Okay, moving on. Let's see. Oh, we got the Lizard Water Trailer. This is by MWM Power and NicoDo 55. 7.48 megabytes to download, $5,000 or 5,000 liters capacity, and $4,500 to buy. I mean, it looks pretty good. I actually kind of like the way that this looks. NicoDo 55, I mean, makes very good, highly detailed mods. I think this one looks really good, very highly detailed. It is Lizard branded, so that's kind of a bummer. But now, do you know, Will, does this only accept water?
yes.
Okay. So this is like the Abby trailers that we get in base game. Okay. So the Abby trailer, the biggest one here, is 6,050 liters worth of capacity, only takes water, $17,000 to purchase. So if you want a water tanker, it's going to be a good little alternative because 5,000 liters, so you're going to get about a little more than 1,000 liters less, but you're only spending $4,500 compared to the 17 grand. So you're going to be able to save, what is that, about 12,000, about $12,500 is what you're saving there. So you're saving quite a bit. You're still getting a really good capacity, and you get something that looks pretty good too. So overall, yeah, I'd say download this. Absolutely. What do you think there, Will?
To me, it'd be a hard pass. I don't really use water trailers. I never really had to. But if I do, I would probably just use the base game. Honestly, now if I was playing on like LNA or like some sort of like European map, almost like King Leg, prime example. I can see myself using this trailer because I feel like that would fit in. But I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't fit in with like an American maps very well. So for me personally, it would be a pass.
Gotcha. And that is the last new mod here for the 26th, I believe that was. Yeah, 26th. So what's your favorite for the 26th?
It would have to be the liquid manure tank.
Yeah, same here. Normally I tend to lean with maps and stuff over anything else. Unfortunately, I wasn't too crazy about either one of them. So the liquid manure tank, yeah, by Farm Cat,
There was a map.
absolutely.
There was a map up too.
There was Nanenthal by Iron Thunder. I feel like that just needs the real deep cinematic voice. Iron Thunder.
Okay, see,
What's that?
like ACDC, like Thunderstruck.
Yeah, exactly. But this is update 1.3.0.0. The changelog reads new save game required, added multi-angle terrain, added new crops, pinto beans, chickpeas, and flowering catch crop, added stubble destruction for the majority of crops, new productions poppy seed oil from poppies, flour from buckwheat, lentils, pinto beans, and chickpeas, fabric from flax straw. Remove the ice cream truck from traffic. So, did the update video? Everything seemed to be a-okay on this one. The multi-angles, I'm going to take their word for it. Added new crops, the pinto beans, chickpeas, and flowering catch crop. All those are in there. The stubble destruction, again, going to take their word for it because I didn't test for it. New productions, poppy seed oil was definitely there. The different flowers from all the new crop types there, the buckwheat, lentils, pinto beans, and chickpeas, a-okay. And the fabric from flax straw, again, a-okay. Checked out, liked it. Removed ice cream truck. Okay. My guess is that the ice cream truck was causing traffic collisions and preventing the rest of the traffic from moving on where there was cross streets. So that's my guess, at least. I could be wrong, but yeah, everything kind of panned out a-okay on that update. You have anything to add to that one?
I do not. Oh,
And real quick, Ken said, "Don't get me started on whole Bellerone," with the little crying emoji. I hear you there, Ken. The other thing that really kind of bothered me too about whole Bellerone is one of the kind of key decorative features on that map was the catapults, the trebuchets, and I didn't see them on there. Now I looked around, I tried to find them, but I didn't see them on there. Do you recall them being on there at all?
no.
Yeah. So I was kind of disappointed about that because that was kind of like the key decorative detail that was on the FS22 version that wasn't there. So I was bummed about that. Do we have any updates that you want to cover in regards to
Nope. No, nope, there were none. So,
There were none. All right, so that puts us all the way out to the water tank extension for the 24th. This is by Phil Creator 69. $4,000 to buy, 20,000 liter capacity. And this is a 20,000 liter tank designed to supply your greenhouses or productions. Place it nearby to extend your water capacity, ideal from medium to large farms looking for reliable water reserves. So, yeah, basically, stick it next to your greenhouse, stick it next to your production, and it adds like its own little silo off to the side there, and it gives you a little 20K extension to the amount of water you're able to put into your productions. I like it. I like it. It's a nice, simple design, nothing too flashy. It's just a tank, and that's all it needs to be. And giving you an extra 20,000 liter capacity for less than a megabyte. Yeah, this was a download. Absolutely. What do you think there, Will?
I mean, it's something a little different. I believe this is like the first actual water extension that we have tank wise for stuff like this. So I definitely think it's something unique. And it's something different. Um, I wish that there were like different configurations so we could have like water, milk, stuff like that. Because I would definitely use it. As kind of like a milk extension. But yeah, I mean, if I was doing a bunch of greenhouses and everything, yeah, I would definitely.
So we do have extensions that are similar to this, but the one that I'm thinking of in particular is the kind of water pump where it's basically an extension, but it's got like 9 bajillion liters of
Yeah.
capacity to it. So it's intended to sit there and have so much quantity that you'll never be able to work your way through it, kind of thing. So that's the kind of thing about it compared to this. It's the same exact concept, except this is only capped at 20K liters, to where the other one's like some unbelievable amount kind of thing. So it's just intended to be a pump, but just doesn't function like a pump. So that's the one I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, that's kind of the difference there. So I'm gonna be Nostradamus here, Nostradamus, and I'm going to predict your favorite mod for Monday the 24th. You ready for this one? Okay. Gotta get my crystal ball, gotta rub it and look into the ether, into the spirit realm, and you are the water tank extension.
Maybe that's the only one that got released.
So what you're saying is I was right. There we go. And guess what? Mine was a water tank extension. Who knew?
Everybody.
Hey, don't you steal my thunder, good sir.
Oh, good.
You see what I have to put up with here, folks?
Nope.
We've got several maps that updated on Monday, starting with Uret 2025. This is changelog 1.1.0.0, and it reads, new save game is recommended, not required. It needs to say required. Stop saying recommended. Say required. Do it. Do it. Fix meadow at Cal. Just do it. Where's what's his name when you need him? Fix meadow at cow barn. Fix farmland 1 shape. Fix tip collisions at main farm. Fix missing fence at animal trader. Fix grapeyard not working properly when using some mods. Fix not able to sell farmland 28. Fix not being able to join some fields. Fix bunker silo tip collisions. New grass textures, sown grass. Increased capacity of cow barn. Increased pallet spawn area at chicken barn. Added milk and other products to selling points. Adjusted opening hours of selling points. Adjusted price of alfalfa. More objects can be sold. Other small fixes. So did my update video on this one, and again, seems solid. Everything kind of checked out. Do you have anything to add to this one?
Nope.
Next one we had was the Alps. Love this map. This is such a good map. This is changelog 1.0.0.1, and it reads, placeable fences adjusted in patch 1.14, animal stables revised, farmhouse and farmyard shed revised, terrain corrections. Additional paintable ground textures in the game, added some missing collisions on rocks. Price of cereal factory corrected. The last 3 tree types on the seeding pallets are alpine trees. Prefabricated walls can now be purchased from LGW. New production facility, Vegetable Center, Vegetal. Mountain Road to the first bond station, now equipped with traffic lights and parking spaces. All missions from the main game have been added. The map has been adapted to the Highlands Fishing DLC. This feature only works with the DLC. Since map version 1.0.0.1 is a major update, a new save game is required. Thank you. Thank you. But again, did my update video on this, and all this stuff checked out. Everything looked great. Loved the fact that they added the traffic lights to the mountain road. For those who are not familiar with this map, this is oh goodness, what's the map called? What is the map called? I had it. Help me out here, Will. What's the original map called for this one? Oh, that's going to drive me nuts. Oh, that's going to drive me insane.
Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Oh, it's like right on the tip of my
It's right
tongue.
there, dude. It's driving me insane. Like, there's been
Man,
like
it's like
multiple versions, and one literally the actual version of this map just came out. Like, somebody like did another version of the same map, but it's like the more traditional version of it. Oh my. Okay, you know what? We're going for a ride here, people. Oh, this is Erlingrat.
yeah,
Erlingrat.
really
There we
right.
go. Erlingrat. All right. So yeah, this is like a revised version of Erlingrat. Now, on Erlingrat, there's this road, and specifically on this map, there's this road that kind of winds and twists and curves. You can see this kind of dark shadow here on the ground. This is a ski resort. So you got the ski slope right here, right? Up here is like the top of the ski lift, because there is a ski lift. This is the start of it. This is the end of it. Now, this mountain road, about right here, is a single laned road that goes and winds and goes up here. The problem is you have traffic that comes up here. Now, because one of the updates was the, where was it? Mountain Road to the first bond station, now equipped with traffic lights and parking spaces. Now, because of these traffic lights here, you're able to better time being able to get up here. Like I said, it's a single lane road. It's only big enough to get your tractor in, and that's it. And if you've got traffic coming from in front of you and behind you on the original version of this map, which could happen, it could absolutely happen, you're going to have to either reset or take a swan dive off the bridge in order to get, out of the way kind of thing. So it's one of those where that was a huge update in my opinion, that specific portion of it. But adding additional painting textures, adding the correcting the price of the cereal factory, all these things are just kind of quality of map issues that really kind of enhanced the map. This is a fantastic map. If you haven't downloaded it and checked it out yet, go check it out, especially if you're a fan of Erlingrat. I think that this kind of took the weaknesses of Erlingrat and really like tweaked it and enhanced it to where now those things that were issues are no longer issues and really makes a beautiful, beautiful map. Will, do you have anything to add?
I do not know.
Now, real quick, one other thing that I want to talk about in regards to Bearhaven, the original map that we talked about right at the very beginning of the show. This update log just reminded me of it. The other reason that I gave it such a low score was because there was the kind of bare bones basic painting swatches that were available. It's basically all the standard painting swatches that were available. And I feel like on that kind of a map, you absolutely must have more painting swatches available to be able to really kind of doll the map up in the way that the user wants to make it. The other thing was too, is that because you can reclaim the ocean to make it into like playable area, you had to kind of finagle it just a little bit because you had to start on land and then draw it out into the ocean. If you started in the ocean and try and build up the land in the ocean, it said the land was restricted. The area was restricted, even though you own it for some reason. So that was a couple of things I wanted to add to what I said earlier about that. All right. Next one we have is Drummond Farm at changelog 1.1.0.0. Big shout out to Cavalier Roy. This does have a save game compatible, so no need to update your save file for this one. Anil Barnes updated to work with Giants changes. Drummond 1 and Drummond 2 sell point triggers fixed, removed. Pallets moved so grain mill interaction trigger is visible. So, again, did the update video. Everything looks good and is working fine. Trying to find any screenshots. I will look. All right. So you can see here in this screenshot, it's the very last screenshot. You got Drummond 1 on the right here and Drummond 2 on the left. These are the two sell points. Those sell points were fixed. That's awesome, especially considering that there's not a whole lot of other sell points that are on this map. It's really Drumroad 1, Drumroad 2, and then you've got like production points. So it's one of those that, yeah, other sell points exist, but you're probably going to struggle trying to get a lot of your stuff sold. Edible barns updated, perfect. And then last thing it says pallets moved, so grain mill interaction trigger is visible. So right here you can see these lumps of pallets. What was happening is that there was a group of pallets that was actually over top of the actual buy trigger for the grain silo. Luckily though, the grain mill I should say, luckily you could walk up to it and still interact with that trigger. So it wasn't the end of the world kind of thing. But if you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't know that's where you had to go to buy that particular production point. So again, another nice update. Very glad to see it here. Do you have anything you want to add?
I do not. Nope.
All right. Next one we have is a Sibuchovu. This one is changelog 1.1.0.0, and it reads right down here. Improvements have been made to some crops. Cotton, clover, and alfalfa generation has been disabled in NPC fields. Improvements have been made to some models. Multi-terrain has been added. Polish license plates have been added. Blueberry productions have been added to the bakeries. Remove the ability to cut rye, triticale, and spelt with windrowers. Added ornamental plants for painting in the store. Added the ability to purchase static farms. Added the ability to open multiple gates on the map. Improved the spawning of pallets at the carpenter. Added the capability with the fishing system. Starting a new save game is recommended after the update. It is required. There is a new save game required. If you want all the features to work, new save game. Just say it. Just say it. Anyways, there was a couple of issues I came across when doing all this. In particular, the cotton, clover, and alfalfa generation has been disabled in NPC fields. So cotton, yes, absolutely has been disabled. Clover and alfalfa, no, has not been disabled. What this means is that you're going to have fields when you first load into the map that will default to these crop types. Cotton was disabled. The other two, like I said, they're still there as part of the default map. So that's something that seemed kind of off to me. I'm not sure why it's saying that when that part hasn't been actually fixed or has been made, that update. Let's see. There was something else in here as well. So remove the ability to cut rye, triticale, and spelt with a windrower. I went through and I was originally confused as to what it meant by windrower. What it means is like things like the MacDon pack. But as best as I can tell, that still works. Like you can still cut that stuff down with the MacDon and stuff like that. The problem is that you have no way to do anything with it. So the reason why I say you can still cut it down is that those symbols still appear under the header of the MacDon pack. So that tells me that you can still do it. You can still actually utilize it and still cut it down. The problem is once you cut it down and do that, you have no ways to, well, unless, and I didn't check this and it just kind of dawned on me, unless the header for the pickup has been adapted to be able to pick those up as well. But I'm going to guess that it hasn't. Hence the reason why it's saying that these have been removed or was trying to be removed. So again, just proceed with caution. Make sure that you do your due diligence in making sure that, hey, make sure you can get through all the steps of I can put it on the ground. Now can I pick it back up kind of thing. So just be aware of that. Outside of that, everything else looked to be fine. Those two things were the ones I wanted to point out specifically in regards to this update. Will, do you have anything to add?
I do not. Nope.
All right. Next one is Lapinky. This is changelog 1.5.0.0. And this one pretty much the same as the last one because lo and behold, it's the same map maker. So again, same issues that was on the last one are the same things that happen on this one as well. Not really going to go in depth because again, nothing's really different about the changelog outside of the changelog number. But at least this one does say new save game is required. Very nice. Will, anything to add?
Negatory.
And then I think that's it. That is that is everything. So I don't know about you. Do you want to get into some news?
Some news, yeah.
Some news. We gotta get the news. Oh, before we do that though, Ken says, now BDD is stealing my sticks. LOL. Ken, I refuse to believe I'm stealing anything. I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Making sure I got everything in order here. Just should.
What's that?
So I'm just making sure that I have everything right in order.
Aha.
Yes, we do. All right, perfect. All right. So the first here from Icus. Of course, it would not be a news video without Icus.
Of course not.
So he's making a modular shop. So yeah, heated shop plus additional office, or no, optional office. So you can place it on the shop, and then if you want to, you can hook up the office to it. So it looks like it's one building. He is also making another version where it's like the whole building just by itself. So we have shape of building now, interior and work stuff. I remind you about voting for early release Barnum for also Patreon. Yeah, so this is another workshop that Icus is making. I'm excited.
I mean, again, anything from Icus, 2 thumbs up. Can't wait to see it.
He said that the workshop and the office will have full interiors, so like it'll be fully out decorated. So I'm like, heck yeah.
Beauty.
All right. This is a big one. The next one that we're going to talk about. So Giant Software put this teaser out for content update number 4. And they put this out to hype up the community. So they listed 2 things that are coming with the next update. The first one is the Case IH Steiger series. Which costs $685,000, has a horsepower between 778 to 853. Has a power shift transmission. Has a fuel tank capacity of 1,968 liters. And it can go 24 miles per hour. And it weighs 27.8 tons. Now, Carl Farms brought this
That's
out.
a big boy.
Carl Farms brought this out in his Case IH Steiger pack. So if you have that, then you have that. This is their thing. This is the Case IH's signature edition. So it's green. I don't know if we're getting the red version or not. Now the one I know everyone is so hyped about, and I am too. I know Vince Modding is making this exact same thing. What she said now, since this is gonna release, is gonna help him out, make it a lot faster. He is teaming up with Carl Farms to bring out his K9 dozer blade, so it can hook up to Vince's John Deere 9RX that comes out.
Ooh, nice.
So we got the John Deere 9RX 830. This is going to cost you $695,000. So it's more expensive than the case. You have a horsepower. So for the starter, so the case for starting has 778. This says 781 for starting. The Steiger has 853 top. This has 913. Beat that case. This is a power shift transmission. It has a fuel capacity of 1,952 liters. This goes 24 miles per hour, and it weighs 33.5 tons. I am so happy this is coming to Farm Sim. You have no idea how happy. I've been hoping that this was going to be coming sooner than later. I knew Giants was going to bring it, but I didn't know when.
So what they ought to call this content update is the Move Mountains content update. Just saying.
I mean, 913 horsepower, you have no problem pulling anything with that.
Mm-hmm.
And to let everyone know, the release date for the content update is December 2nd. You heard it right here. December 2nd is the free content and patch update. That's this Tuesday. Tomorrow, actually. So get hyped.
Booyah.
Next one is from Agritono. He said, "Hey everyone, today we reached mod number 100 submitted to the mod hub and 15,000 followers on the page."
Wow.
Said the Silverado 2500 is finished and sent for testing. Please be patient as we don't know how many days it will take for the mod to be tested. In the next post, I will have a complete description of what's included in the Silverado pack, and thank you for all the number of followers and your continued support. I'm excited for this.
Without
Which
a
of course,
doubt.
when it comes to console, the Chevy logo will be removed. So, of course, the one from Roughneck Mike, very red. Yeah, from Icus. He said, "Happy Thanksgiving." So, I'm after talks with Giants. Barnum is my last for now. Farmhouse. They don't need more, as they texted me back. Back to shops, sheds. Sadly, because I like that, but it is what it is. Much more work with house. Same earnings as shed. Not respectable. IMO.
In my
So here it
opinion.
is. Oh. So here it is. Sneak peek of the modular shop. Part with office is not attached and can be placed separate. I mean, can be placed independently. Like I said, he's also making one where it's going to come with one building. It's heated shop with two casual doors and two doors with drive-through. Work in progress. New PC works well. Have a nice day, all. Thanks for supporting me. So I reached out to him because I was confused. Because what it sounded like is that they rejected his barn note. That's what it sounded like. So I ended up going on and clarifying with him. He said that the Barnum will be released on all platforms, but that's the very last farmhouse that Giants are taking.
Okay.
So that one will still be released. So don't worry, it's still coming. Custom modding. He has set in an update for his John Deere baler. And the changelog 1.0.0.1. Added custom 150 and 180 size bales compatible with the net wrap add-on.
Why am I not seeing that one? Sorry, I'm looking for the. Oh, there it is. I must have breezed right by it. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Uh, yeah, so add a custom 150, 180 size bales compatible with net wrap add-on. Added the Giants Rion drop deck and the Demco steel drop deck with added auto loading capability for the custom 561R bales. Both those are a plus. Added the Giants Anderson Hybrid X compatible with the custom 561R bales that also retains the ability to wrap all the base game bales. Increase the working speed of the baler to 15 miles per hour, real world feedback. Um, improve the bale drop animations and the bale handling animations of the accumulator. Added the capability to use silage additive on alfalfa. That's a big one. So I know on a lot of maps that have alfalfa, you can't use silage additive. Added the ability to bale alfalfa, corn stalks, and soybean straw on maps where those can be produced. Um, Added the option to choose between decals for miles per hour and kilometers per hour. Added the option to install a slow moving vehicle sign and various visual fixes and improvement.
So, all these sound great. My issue has been with this baler is that you can get about 6 to 9 bales out of it at the smallest size before you have to fill up with more wrap. It is by far the most restrictive baler I've ever come across and crushes it for me, unfortunately. I love the baler. I absolutely love it. I haven't been able to use it because I have to sit there and fill it up so often with wrapping that I just can't. I just can't do it.
Now, now I know that you weren't the only one that complained about this. I read some of the comments that were on there, and somebody else was having that problem. Custom Money did state that that was one thing they got added in. It didn't say it in the changelog, but they did add that in there though to fix that problem.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
So that will single-handedly save this mod for me personally. Because like I said, getting about 6 to 9 bales, even at the smallest bale capacity it has, like if I'm having to sit there and go back and forth to the farm, or I'm having to carry around bale wrapping with me in order just to make this thing functional, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I'm welcoming this update. I'm with open arms. Cannot wait. If I
and I
remember
really
right,
hope it comes out before Christmas.
it does look like you can get a direct download link of it currently, so PC Mac players should be able to partake in it right now.
Yeah. So so let's see here. And when I talked to Customati yesterday, he said it went into testing on Friday.
Okay.
So he's hoping the update will be out before they go on their break. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, he also did tell me too that his that he has 4 mods in council testing right now. So fingers crossed. So see here. Next one is from Black Sheep Modding. This is just talking about their map, which their map, they did make a post about it. I did not have time to post it, unfortunately. But
How dare you?
their map has been sent off to Giants.
I can't
So
wait.
their map
Cannot wait to see this
their
one.
map their map is now with Giants. So this post is Week 8 focused production for fertilizers and animal food. You can actually go inside this production.
Looks so good. Looks so good. Genuinely, I can't wait for this to come out.
It's probably gonna be big on the megabyte job.
Yeah, it's
But
probably going to
well
be
worth it.
chunky.
Yeah,
You know,
from
the one thing I'll say, I know I make a big emphasis on this show in regards to megabyte size and all that stuff. There are certain things out there that megabyte size be darn kind of thing. Like if you got yourself a really awesome map, then over a gigabyte for that map, yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. Even when I was on console, sign me up because there are certain things that will trump it. Like there's so much detail, there's so much this, there's so many different things that can allow you to just look beyond the megabytes and be like, okay, I'm okay with eating up this extra space because I've got something special here. Now, is this going to be that? Maybe. Is Piccaneer Valley going to be that? I mean, Black Sheep Modding has made some amazing maps in the past. Some amazing maps. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'm looking forward to seeing what they got. And again, you know, if it's anything like their other maps that they made in the past, then file size be darn. I'll download it all day, all night. But that's just me.
Your next one, yeah, from Squiggles.
Squiggles.
Submitted for all platforms. Dynamic car ramps.
Ooh.
So you got some car ramps. Which I know that Giants did get back to him because they didn't pass it. And all they wanted him to do was change the name because Giants said, and I quote, if I can refind it again, I'll share it. But it said there's nothing about these ramps that are dynamic. Please change the name.
Oh, how dare you call your thing dynamic?
So
you know what? Just to be a jerk. just to be a jerk, he ought to be like, okay, fine. You don't like dynamic car ramps? How about tactical? how about insert like fluff word here and just have that just run with it. Even if it gets rejected one more time, I mean, why not?
Well, see, I think it's funny because when he posted that, he actually had like an emoji of like rant of like someone with their hands raised, like huh, and and they put like a gif of someone scratching their head. Like,
yeah.
I messaged him personally, and I was like, why wouldn't they take dynamic? And he goes, I don't know, maybe they're just messing with me. So he said that he sent it back in again. They sent it back and they said, please change the name. Nothing about these are dynamic. They even sent over a list of different names that he could use.
Really? So they went that far? I mean, here's the thing: is if that's what Giants wants, that's what Giants gets. That's fine. That's all fine. But I mean, that to me seems like very quote unquote nitpicky on that regard. Like, I think the reason why he was saying dynamic is it looks like these things are like liftable. Like you can actually move these things around and like it's not just something like a piece of decoration that's stationary kind of thing. I think that's likely what was going on here and why he chose to use dynamic is that it's movable. I mean, you can see here in one of the screenshots that it's on the back of a flatbed trailer kind of thing. Like, makes sense to me, but whatever.
So, and I'm sorry, I just think it's funny because one of their options for it was movable.
Mm-hmm.
So so he said that he already sent it back with a different name. So I'm like,
Hypersonic hypersonic parking ramps.
and he said something I'm not going to say here. I'll tell you afterwards
Okay.
because
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious car ramps.
because uh because I don't want you to get in trouble or demonetized from it. So I'll
No,
tell you
no, no, no.
afterwards.
Let's not do that. Let's not get me demonetized. No, no, no. No, no, no. Real quick, we got
Why I said
McGarrett
don't.
DK. How's it going, McGarrett? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. This is BDD modding? No. No, BDD not modding. BDD gaming. That's what I do. I modding, trust me, you don't want me to mod. You don't want it. You'll get these you'll get these car ramps. Perfect example. What you're seeing here on your screen, you'll get these car ramps in 2 dimensions. That's it. I might be able to make a triangle and a square, put them next to each other, and be like, "Here you go, guys. Here's your car ramp. Here's my dynamic car ramp of a 2-dimensional drawing that looks about stick figure esque. That would be me. Trust me, you don't want it. BDD modding? No, no, no. You get BDD gaming and you might get BDD cooks. Those two are certainly within. Well, one's a definite, one's within the realm of possibility. BDD modding? No, no. Anyways, go ahead. There, Will. I saw that and I had to address it.
Oh yeah. Um. So the next one will be from BB Mods. Said something is growing, and and it's not just for crops. A little progress update on the hilarious uh, Stego WR mod. Chopping away, I've been chopping away at it this week, and things are really starting to take shape. The roller is coming together nicely. And the shop options are starting to route too. So there's
I
that.
like it. I like it. Looks good. I mean, you're looking for a little grass roller. I mean, at least in this picture, it looks like a grass roller, but it could be other rollers, maybe. I don't know.
And then the last piece of news is actually from Oxygen David. He said, just dropped a small update. The dealer's up and running on Whitcomb Park Farm. It looks incredible.
It looks ridiculous. Like, this, you know what? I'm going to call it here. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, and I might catch some heat for it, but I don't care. This might rival Kinleg. This might
Oh yeah.
rival it. I mean, there's been parts on this map that look absolutely gorgeous. And I mean, look at all the details. I mean, this is exactly the point I'm making. The details in this one screenshot alone is incredible. You got a building that you can go into, and you got the shop area. You got all the various Massey Ferguson JCB tractors up in the front. You got the cars around the back in the parking lot there. You've got gates. You got little raising bars, and the neighbors. Over here, you got the high-low in the background. You got, again, more parked cars. You got the buildings. You got so much stuff. And the background, look at that. You got a little mill, like a little water mill way in the background there. I mean, just looking at this, you see so much detail on just this one screenshot. Almost looks like there may be like some kind of built up wall in the background, like way in the back left corner of the map there. It looks like there's some kind of big structure there in the background. I mean, just again, everywhere you look on this is details, details, details. And Oxygen David makes some of the most realistic and detail oriented maps, period. Just bar none. And yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see this one.
I'm with you there.
Oh, McGarrett. Oh, brutal. Finish him. Oh, man. I don't know if I can actually repeat that one, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of breeze over it, but oof, just oof. Moving on there, Will.
That was it for the
That's
news.
it. Oh
Yeah.
man, we had a whole bunch of stuff today and the show. Holy smokes. I got a little tear rolling right now because how funny that was. Garrett, thank you.
Well, I
I'll,
can say that.
I'll tell you what he said at the
Well,
end here.
I can tell you right now, I'm very, very, very excited for the content update tomorrow.
Looking forward to the content update.
Also the
Looking
patch, see what fix.
Yep, looking forward to the patch and what it's gonna fix in game, what it's gonna add to it, and all that stuff. That's all gonna be exciting. Um, yeah, it's one of those where we're starting to come down to the wire as to what it is we're going to receive before Giants goes on break. So again, we've been warning everybody about this that Giants is getting ready to go on their break. So make sure that you're prepared for at least 3 to 4 weeks of nothing happening in the mod hub or anything along those lines. I mean, the show is going to be a little bit sparse during that time. Just might be covering news and that's about it.
Yep.
So we might
Um,
we might do a news segment followed up by some gameplay footage or something.
yeah. um, I can tell you though that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes we do get mods when they go on break because they're scheduled releases.
Yep.
So,
So
oh, excuse
bless you. Real quick, if y'all are interested in keeping up with the news, go check out WillT's Facebook page. This is where we've been following along here, called WillT Gaming, the FS Encyclopedia there on Facebook, and you can keep up to date with all the stuff going on in the world of Farm Sim. So make sure that you go check it out. If you haven't yet, subscribe to it, or however the public group works, invites to it. Yeah, however that stuff works.
Yeah, I post everything there when I can. So sometimes because I'm at work 2 to 11, sometimes I won't get a chance to post something. So, but I try to post what I can when I can. So,
All right, real quick, we got Ken says, already I can see drag racing JCB tractors on Wickham Park, lol. Oh, Ken, you're trying to push my button in regard to that JCB tractor, dude. You are trying to get me to go on a rant. You are trying to get my ranty pants going here. McGarrett says, well, just took a look at the landscaping. You can't put soil over a house or other things without filling what's under it. Yeah, that's probably very true. Oh my goodness. I don't know. It's been an interesting week. We got a fair bit of stuff this week. No, wrong button. I'm just pushing buttons at random here, folks. But
and
what's that?
and for anyone wondering, I do not know what is coming out on the Mod Hub. I never know. Um, I know that we have some pretty cool stuff coming from a lot of different modders. I know from LR Modding, we got a whole bunch of cool stuff coming. Um, I know from Legacy Egg, we got a fence gate coming. We got an art building coming. We got a huge uh, comedy building coming, which is huge. Um, uh, just I know Lancy Boy has a couple things with Giants right now in testing, and modding has stuff. So we have a lot of great stuff headed our way. It's just patience. That's all we need is just patience. I mean, like, what was it last week? It took me by surprise for LR Modding's John Deere Ripper that came out
Yep.
because that was supposed to be PC only. So that took me by massive surprise. So I did reach out to him and asked him if his I call it the planter pack, his 1775 NT planter pack was coming to counselors or not, and he said he's trying. Um, so for anyone who's wondering, basically take custom modding's early riser planner series, with like the 3 planners, but take that as John Deere. So you'll have different size John Deere planners. He said his DB60 is coming for all platforms. He said it's still work in progress. Um, he said his Landall roller is with Giants right now. It's in testing. His J&M seed tender is with Giants and is in testing. His John Deere 50-foot disc harrow is with Giants and is in testing. And then he said that he has his other John Deere seeder, which is with Giants and is in testing. So he's got some modding. He's got some mods with Giants right now, which I'm very, very, very happy for. So it's just people just have patience. If they don't come out before Christmas, then they'll be back out. So
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those where, I mean, hopefully we're going to get a bunch of stuff before Christmas. I'm hoping that, Giants will sit there and be like, okay, we got a bunch of stuff in the queue. Let's go ahead and try and bust it out before, we all go on break. And that way we can kind of start fresh after the new year, kind of go from there. That would be nice. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. And they'll pick it up when they get back.
um, and the reason why a lot of mods have not been coming out is because at least 80% of their QA team has been working on the new patch, which I think is patch it's 114 or it's 1.15.
I think it's
Um
1.15.
uh and the free content update. But you also have to think too that it's not just that. They're also working on fixes for all the DLCs. So like I said, 80% of their QA team is working. So that's why we haven't getting a lot of mods. Once that update drops, then their QA team will be full steam ahead on mods until they leave for break. So
Yep.
I'm hoping within the next couple weeks we'll get a lot more mods. So just be patient, guys.
We shall see. We shall see. Oh man, I tell you what, covered a lot here tonight. I mean, yeah, I mean we had a ton of maps this week, had a bunch of updates this week, uh, several new mods that came out throughout the week. I mean, you figure how many maps were there just this week alone? Just new maps. We got Bear Haven, that's one. I mean, we got at least half a dozen, if not more, updates to maps. Let's see, what else did we have? We had Depholtz, that's 2. Hobelaron, that's 3. And you know what? I know um, we tend to focus on console or all platform mods on this show. The one thing that I kind of want to put out as kind of a last minute kind of thing is if you are on PC, Mac, there was a map that came out that was incredible. Absolutely insanity, this map. Again, PC Mac players only. If you're on console, this isn't going to apply to you. Gestall was what it was called. But here, I'll share my screen just real quick. So this map was ridiculous. 1,313.54 megabytes. So it's 1.3, but this is a good 1.3 For those out there in the chat, who knows what I'm talking about, 1.3, 1.3, this map is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. When I did my tour, it was one of, if not the most intimidating maps I had ever touched in my entire time of doing map tours here on YouTube. It was incredible. This map is just berserk. So I'm trying to see if I can find kind of a good frame of reference. Okay. So here's kind of a good starting point. So you got your nice sweeping undulations, color palette's beautiful and all this stuff. This road leads up this mountain trail, kind of switches back and forth up here into the top right, kind of corner of the map. And then this bridge, you can actually go on this bridge and it goes through this mountain pass. You can kind of see these little carve outs on the side of the mountain here as little like windows out from the mountain. It's just berserk. The amount of detail that's on this map is next level stuff. This portion of the map over here, we see these kind of green spires right back here. There's like 5 or 6 different levels that are on the map on that portion. The road network is incredibly difficult to figure out and how to go from point A to point B kind of thing. You can't just go on east side of the island to the west side of the island. Like you've got to like switch back up and down the island just to get over to one side to the other. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Again, PC Mac players, go check it out. Let me play this in the background. This might give a little bit of context. But hold on.
There are two PC mods on us, so I just want to make a quick announcement.
Yeah, go for it.
For you. So the first one is going to be Cold Winters. It's like what BD said. We don't really talk about PC mods. It's always all platforms. If you're on PC, get this, because during the winter time, because like base game, how like the snow will melt in like 2 days. For this, it keeps the snow around all winter. And when it gets below a certain degree, I think it's when it's like below 0, your vehicles will have a tough time starting. Which is very realistic, and I love it. The other one is critters. So you can have like extra animals like in the surrounding. Like you can't see them, but you can hear them, like an owl, crickets, stuff like that. So if you want 2 mods that will bring your gameplay to life, those are 2 great mods.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, I'm just kind of running through the teaser trailer for this map. Yeah, it's insane. Absolutely insane. You actually saw there right at the very end. Let me back up just a bit. There we go. So you can see like the nice castle in the background over here on towards the middle right. Nice little train station here. Again, that island with the green spires. This is an island. You can see the river on the one side. There's a river on the other side of the island. It kind of like splits the island in like 2, or splits the river into 2. Kind of converges over in this area here. It's just insane. Like there's so much going on this map. So much detail, so much. Like I said, 1.3 gigs for the file size. This is a map that's worth the file size. Absolutely. I mean, you can see just in this one, stop still frame here alone, look at all the buildings, all the stuff that's going on in this one still image. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And there's multiple tunnels and stuff. There's a tunnel for the train, comes out right here. You can see it kind of barely in the screenshot right there. Oh, just incredible. But all that being said, let me catch up the chat here once again. Looks like we got McGarrett says, well, there is a drag sled. There is a drag sled, and it would be kind of tossed around very heartily by the JCB, but that JCB is just no. Ken says, Will is better at predicting the future mods from Giants than me predicting the future, LOL. Ken, we're still waiting for those lotto picks, man. We're still waiting on it. Come on.
Yeah, man.
Ken also says pushing buttons at BDD is Xmas present to everyone. So what are you saying, that my rants are like funny? Is that what you're saying? That's the gift that keeps on giving in this case, is me getting my ranty pants on. And Bad Pumpkin, how's it going, Bad Pumpkin? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says just stopping by to drop a like and to say hi. Have a good night, guys. You as well, Bad Pumpkin. Thank you so much for stopping in, dropping a like. Greatly appreciate it. You have yourself a fantastic night. But I tell you what, I think this is probably a good place to kind of leave things off. What do you think there, Will?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, we hope that you enjoyed it. I know I sure did. First thing before we leave, Will, thank you so much for co-hosting the show with me here tonight. Had an absolute blast as always.
As always.
But we hope that you enjoyed it too. Hope you learned a thing or two and get to appreciate some of the new mods, maps, and news coming up here in the world of Farming Simulator. If you did enjoy it, please show us by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. The shows you're engaged with this channel, enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.
Yo, hit the dirt and fire it up. It's that hard cause grind. BDD and WillT dropping knowledge every time. From the mods to the maps, from the brands to the tools. If it's FS talk, you know they breaking all the rules. We talk giants, we talk gears, we talk that horsepower. Late night mod drops, we got that creative power. From interviews with legends to spotlighting the new, we bring that FS fire straight from the crew to two. Living life behind the wheel with a digital twist. Ain't no button we don't press, no trend we ever miss. Updates, leaks, and future plans. We got the inside scoop, no chance for scams. This is AgriBusiness, cranking up your farm life. From the field to the feedlot, under LEDs and skylights. Mods, maps, machines, they cover it all. Porches, kings of the farming game, standing tall. It's more than a game, it's a way of thinking. Talking shop while that diesel's drinking. From tractors to combines, dirt roads to drones, they build empires from screens and microphones. With every guest that drops in for a chat, you get the real talk, no filters, just facts. A spotlight on the builders and players who grind. They got love for the fans and the farm in mind. This is AgriBusiness, cranking up your farm life. From the field to the feedlot, under LEDs and skylights. Mods, maps, machines, they cover it all. Portes, kings of the farming game, standing tall. So plug in the pod and hit that sub. Roll out and style with your farming club. No fluff, just